I've got a bobblehead in my ass, and I need to pick three things I gotta have.
Like this. I say number 1, and then I'll hit it to you. Bite stick, something to bite down on in case this gets like the worst case.
Number 2.
Give me a little looser in the
Let's go.
I have a date later. Fucking no. This is going to be interesting.
Let's do it. It's another edition of KFC Radio right now. Your boy Nick is filling in for Feitelberg. You saw him on the earlier this week, the first episode this week, looking all sorts of sick and fat.
Not great.
Went to the hospital today to get it all looked at because, as I think we were talking about, clinics and city MDs, not great. No. So Fights is actually at the hospital. Nick filling in, and your boy, I can't let him drink alone.
I went to one of those like city MDs, something in Iowa once. And
how could you go to city MD in Iowa? That's like an oxymoron.
They misdiagnosed us about 5 times.
Yeah, like I said, those people are not real doctors. That's fake life. So
it was definitely a student because like they're like asking me all these questions, and then like an actual guy came in and was like,
"That's when
everything
you can
good
always
here,"
tell.
and I'm like,
aren't you supposed to be
is everything good in here?
Yes,
like
yes.
I have no idea,
dude. That's like the time that they stabbed my spine. I was laying on the table. I'm looking down. I see the doctor's feet. He's like touching my back, and he's like, "Yep, okay, we'll do the shot now." His 2 feet disappear. 2 new feet come in. I was like, that's the fucking rookie. That's the intern letting him do this shit on me. Next thing you know, my brain is falling out of my skull.
Yeah.
City MD, not the answer.
Yeah.
Feitelberg's in the hospital. Nick is in. We're drinking our Miller Lights. Today, Ari Shaffir is on the show. And, I mean, Ari's Ari. You know? Lil Sass said to me, how was Ari? I was like, Ari's Ari. Like, it was unbelievable. You can talk about anything you want. Any topic, any question, he rolls with it. What I love most about Ari is like he's a madman. Obviously, he's out of control, has crazy thoughts, and he's hilarious. But he also, he's been doing Skeptic Tank, as he says, for like over 10 years, and he's been in a game for so long. He easily could like big time me or not be as interested. Like, how many podcasts can you do where you still take every question seriously and every topic and every segment? And he does. Every question you hit him with, he's like, pensive and thinking about it. Really, like, he's just an awesome fucking podcast.
That's so many of the interviews we do, you're like asking about the project and stuff, and that's like the only thing. You were just peppering him with like different news stories.
Preposterous.
Just getting his
anything,
feet,
any news story, any like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And he rolls with all of it. It was absolutely great. So
he's the best.
The bulk of this podcast will be that interview. But we got to go through a couple topics in our usual segments here. Today's episode is brought to you by Dave, not Portnoy, Dave Bird, Lil Dicky. Season 2 of Dave is out. Did you watch season 1 of Dave?
I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the table scene, which I'm so mad that I saw it like without watching the whole show. But
you know
like,
what? I get
Cheeto
why.
Santino's reaction is just so fucking
Cheeto
perfect.
is unbelievable in Dave. He plays like the manager. He's like the straight man kind of, and it's just so fucking funny the way he does it. Lil Dicky, the clip that I had, one of my proudest moments as a podcaster was the clip I got with Lil Dicky back from 2015, I want to say.
Yeah.
Where I asked Lil Dicky, do you see yourself as a rapper or a comedian, a writer, what? And he was like, I used the rap industry as my like conduit to get into the entertainment business because there's not a lot of competition for guys who look like me. And my ultimate goal is to get into Hollywood, become a writer, and ultimately have my own show. And like, bingo, bango, bongo, he did exactly that. And next thing you know, he's got his own show on FX. And Dave is like the number one, it's like FX's number one show ever. For a channel that has, Always Sunny and like a lot of like monster series, it's like the best performing comedy of all time.
Fargo, they got
a ton of shit.
In the past like 10 years, FX has become like the new spot for like
all the edgy comedy that's like good.
Edgy comedy, and like their dramas are funny too. Like
all of it.
Fargo, fantastic. Yeah.
FX is one of the last like channels that I really would like tune into. Dave's great because they have like major guest stars as well. In the first, I think it's the second episode, because the first week they dropped 2 episodes. There's a line from Cheeto Santino where he uses the word militarized. They go to Korea, I think, and they brought along like their intern. Imagine if we went out on we were shooting a music video, and we got Mike like detained, and he was like stuck in the country, and Cheeto's like, yeah, we ran into a little bit of a speed bump. Our new intern has been militarized. He's got to join the military, and it's like so fucking funny. So check out our guy Cheeto. Obviously, Lil Dicky's the star of it. It's out now. Every Wednesday at 10 o'clock on FXX. So it's FXX on cable, and it's streaming on FX on Hulu if you want to watch it there. It is.
I didn't realize it was on Hulu. I might go knock that out.
Yeah. Go stream season 1 if you haven't seen it. Go catch up on the first couple episodes of season 2. Get in on it. We have a new Dave shirt out. His famous season 1 quote, "Somebody suck me." So we got 2 different colors. You can check out the Barstool store. He's, it's just unbelievable. That is my dream. Like, people ask me, like, if I'm going to do this forever, because it's weird. Like, can you podcast forever? Probably, to be honest, because this is just the new radio.
We'd be the first people to do it.
Yeah. We are like the pioneers in the sense of like, radio hosts do it forever, but podcasting is different. I don't know if I could ask questions like, ATI questions for the rest of my life, but we could do this forever. But if we could parlay this, and I know I feel like you've done some script shit, no?
I've written scripts before, but like that was just in college and stuff. There wasn't much like structure to it. Now
right,
I've like been reading books about it.
I know,
and, like,
the Elephant in the Room or whatever that one's called.
Elephant Bucks, yeah. That one teaches you how to write a Frasier script, which I'm like, holy shit, this is old.
That's dated as fuck.
But this is what everyone in the industry will tell you. Like, if you want to write TV,
here's how.
Read this. If you want to write movies, go read Save the Cat. Like,
right.
And it's like,
either way, I would prefer TV.
Oh, same.
But a show called Bloggers, that's kind of like Workaholics mixed with like the Barstool story as told through us, and every character is kind of like somebody here, and with a little bit of like Curb Your Enthusiasm type of humor, and you tell the story of Barstool with that Sunny or Workaholics vibe, would be my dream come true. So, I mean, nobody here is exactly Lil Dicky, so I don't know if we can pull that off, but that would be my ultimate goal.
I always think about that. I mean, we have 100 writers here. Like, we just got to put them in a room.
And I feel like we have stories galore.
Yeah. Just in that, I would love to show that in between of like, I know you've talked about it before, how there's going to be the show one day of like the wives of Barstool, where like Carl, when he's on his honeymoon, is shit-faced, chugging a beer, being like, "Go Cubs," doing a lineup breakdown, and it's like
it's an episode
showing that put the camera down moment, and it's like, or the shot before where he probably tried to do it and couldn't,
and had the fact that all these guys are out there, like when Smitty was shooting free throws with his wife filming.
Almost knocked himself
out. So it began way back with Portnoy. He would be on vacation with Renee, and he was doing his diving, and he'd be like, "Renee, come here, you got to film this." And that I always thought was ridiculous. And then you see Carl is chugging Miller Lights, and it's like his wife's the one filming. But Smitty this weekend, Sixers Game 7, he's shooting free throws, can't make a free throw to save his life. His wife is still just sitting there filming like.
Pregnant.
Bum ass
husband.
Pregnant.
4 or 5 months
my
in.
Bum ass husband can't hit this shot. And then he just smacks his head against the fucking pole, bleeding from his head, shrugging at her like, "Trust the process, babe."
Yeah.
And then you push the button, and she's like,
"That was the end of the process."
Can you go? Yeah. I mean, that was the end of Smitty's process. The whole thing was.
Yeah.
But that life dynamic of like, there's a bunch of wives on the other side of this. Mm-hmm. I would love to do a series like Barstool Wags.
Oh my
Here,
God.
I'll do behind the blog with all of them. Oh my God, the stories that the wives could tell. Yikes! Watch out, some of those stories.
The story, like even just like after this event, they all have the event that like probably is like the Barstool favorite video.
Oh yeah.
That like they're like after that I had to deal with that.
Yeah, let me tell you what the aftermath of that, the behind the scenes of that, and just awkward stories galore. You told me you have an awkward story from this.
Yeah, this weekend I was I'm dating this girl, and I went with her friends to the Catskills, and it's like the first time I've like hung out with extended group of friends. I met a lot of like the very close ones, but So I'm like trying not to get blackout drunk. Like
That's always the first hurdle to.
I'm like, stick to beer. They're like, you want a shot? I'm like, later.
But then you can't be the lame guy.
I know.
Who doesn't do
yeah.
shots. So
I was fine. I was finding the balance. Like,
Yeah.
And I was the guy that brought a bottle of Pink Whitney, and it was like, so that was getting passed around a bunch. So I was like, all right, toeing the line there. But then I'm also like, I don't want to let it fly completely with my humor yet.
Right.
Like, you gotta test the
Yeah,
waters.
yeah.
And
Well, you know it's a shame. You probably could have let it fly with your humor from like a few years ago, but now we've all in this. I mean,
even
fucking
like
forget it.
and like they're all aware of like what Barstool is and that, but like I don't want to like be over the top. Like I'm.
They don't want to be like trial by fire, where
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're like, oh.
So
okay.
yeah, we were playing. It was the second night or the last night there, and we're playing Quiplash. And I think like I thought Quiplash was one fucking game. I thought it was you say an answer, you get the two zany answers, you vote against them, and we're starting to let it fly. Like we're getting some good shit in there. They switched games, and I didn't know that there were multiple games. And the second game, I'm like choosing the craziest answer, and it's like what? And I choose this prompt, and the first person starts, and it's like, okay, give your speech, and it's what the prompt you chose. Like I could tell the girls like going through it, giving the speech, and like so you have the prompt, somebody else chooses the photos, and it's like a presentation, and I immediately am like, oh no, I thought I was just choosing the craziest fucking one here.
Oh God.
So it comes up, hi, my name is Nick, and I'm here to tell you how I became friends with my sexual assaulter. I am immediately like, oh no, like. I think I said a total of 20 words. Well, then the first picture, a guy in the window with binoculars.
No.
I'm like, come on, man. Like,
What does your girl say at this point? Is she just looking at you?
she was like, what the fuck?
is happening?
I'm just like, oh my, I just kind of
Now,
like,
did you not realize you had switched games because you had maybe taken a couple too many shots?
no,
Okay.
I just like, it looked the exact same on the phone. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, I don't even quite follow, so I
Yeah.
probably would have fallen. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know Quiplash or the games or the differences either. But
it was, so I had to give a speech on that, and I just like, I immediately was like, all right, I'm kind of just going to shut down and just be like, nope, fucking rushed through, ran through it, and then I won the game. So
with the sexual assaulter speech?
Yes, because people vote on it.
Fucking mic drop.
People vote on it during, and like, but at the end of it, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But like, apparently everybody was like so shocked by that.
I love the new guy.
And then my phone goes, do you want to share this to your social? I'm like, no, I would not.
I'm all set on that Quiplash.
I do
Thank you
not.
very much.
I do not want to share this to my social, like out of any context.
Yo,
Like,
you're lucky. Imagine if there's someone in the room who like had a
that's the whole
horrible
thing.
experience.
There were 3 guys, 5 girls. I'm like, I don't know most. I
Anything's
don't know
possible
anything
here.
about any of you.
Yeah.
Like this is.
Imagine that.
I was
Imagine if like that happened and some like one girl is like, really? Fuck you. I'm going home.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
I'm just like,
oh, shit.
I'm like, I didn't write the prompt. It was the other guy was like, I wrote that, and I'm like, all right, see, not my brain.
Good
like
to know that there's some people out there who still have a good sense
Yeah.
of humor. Fuck it.
But yeah, I was just like, fuck me.
You
Like,
could have easily been out on your ass looking for another date.
Yeah.
Could have been on Netflix's new series, Sexy Beast, Nick.
oh my god.
Netflix has got a new show out, bro. Let me tell you about it. We'll talk about Netflix. We'll talk about the new Netflix show, Sexy Beasts. We'll talk about the new movie coming out, Karen. It is brought to you by HelloFresh. If you got to get your dinner on, you want to learn how to cook, you want to stop getting delivery, you want to save a little bit of money, you want to cook some, relatively healthier, fresher, a little more exotic meals. Like right now, I've been eating tacos every single fucking day. And you guys know that I love tacos, but I just make a giant bucket of meat and I just keep having leftovers, and they're basics. I just put on some sour cream and some salsa. I love the tacos. I don't like having leftover tacos every single night. What I would like is some new tacos with some new flavors and some new ingredients, and HelloFresh is the #1 meal kit to deliver all those ingredients to your house with an extensive menu that'll include things like tacos and burgers and steaks and chicken dishes. All sorts of different cuisines.
There was actually a guy this weekend that he forgot he was coming up, brought his HelloFresh with, saved the weekend.
That's actually a great.
It was awesome,
especially with the summer arriving here. People doing share houses. There's never any food. If you brought your box with you, all the ingredients.
He showed up
comes
late
in the
the
cooler
first
with
night. It was like, and everything when you're out there, it's like everything says open late, and you're like, wait, what is
Late's
late here?
like 10 o'clock.
Oh
for
yeah,
them.
it was 9:30. So we're like, well, it's 9. We're not getting food, and then he showed up, and it was like, let's go.
There you
it was
go.
awesome.
Be the hero with HelloFresh. Learn how to cook. Get some of these meals. And right now you can get 14 free meals. I swear the number, it went from 10 to 12. It just keeps going. Go to HelloFresh.com/KFC14 and then use code KFC14 to get 14 free meals plus free shipping. The free shipping's huge because it's a big box with like heavy ingredients, so shipping would cost a pretty penny. It all gets sent right to your door. All the ingredients are pre-measured, so you just dump it all in. The recipes are right there on a card, easy to follow, easy to cook, and you can get those 14 free meals when you go to KFC. When you go to HelloFresh.com/KFC14, promo code KFC14. Sexy Beasts is the most brilliant television program I've ever seen in my life. Imagine if you were going on a blind date, except instead of just showing up with your regular ass ugly face, you are in some full-blown Hollywood makeup, some special effects Avatar type makeup. You are the girl from Fifth Element. You are Chewbacca from Star Wars. You are the devil from Lil Nas X music video.
That's exactly what it looks like.
I mean, you are a furry to the maximum. This show, if you were the Scarecrow from fucking Wizard of Oz meets some sort of dolphin alien, and you sit down and you have a date, and I'm sure that this is supposed to be, you know, you meet the person and you learn who they are from the inside, and you don't know what they look on the outside. What this really is for furries. Yeah. This is Furries coming out party. Yeah. Furries have gone mainstream, folks, and I'm really not even kidding. This is Furries making it to the zeitgeist.
I can't wait till somebody meets the person is like, oh my God, you love my personality. It's actually, no, put on the suit.
Yeah,
like,
this
isn't gonna work.
Now we can take off. No. Keep the mask
put
on.
It back on.
We're going to fuck with it. Furries are one of the, you know me, I let my freak flag fly. I don't judge. I don't kink shame. Furries escapes me. For a lot of kinks, I can see the appeal. Like, for example, it fucking freaks me out. If you've ever watched some porn where people are in, like, the latex suit where, like, they can't even move. You know, they have, like, the zipper around their mouth, no eyes, and, like, their hands and arms are down. That freaks me the fuck out. I would go...
guy.
And you just have to trust that the person will, like, let you out when you're done. I would freak out feeling like I'm buried alive. But I can understand some sort of power dynamic. Whatever. It's not for me, but I get it. Furries, I just don't understand. You're physically... you're like, I want to fuck that panda.
Do you know?
I want to fuck that giant furry bear. I mean, right? Zach, you're laughing at me, but I mean, what the fuck is it? Right? It's weird.
Do you know how like protective they are too? I'm
worried about this. I don't want them.
When I worked with Chaps and Kate doing High Haters, we were trying to get we got a furry to call in once, but we wanted to like go to a furry event,
like the furry conventions.
Yeah, but they were like, it's hidden. Like I spent hours online trying to find where they were gonna meet, and we were gonna like go join them.
Don't talk to me like that. I'm into not into the furries, but into like an underground. You gotta find like a scavenger hunt to find the clues of where our party is. I'll end up at a furry convention fucking tomorrow, bro.
Apparently not all of them like fucking it, but they're just like it's like we're just meeting to play. I'm like, I don't believe you at all.
Play with your dicks inside each other.
Yeah. They're like, it's a wholesome thing. I'm like, no, we know what's going on.
Is there is it mostly hetero? Is it like gay people, straight people? Does that matter? Everybody? Because I guess it wouldn't. I guess you're not fucking, like if you're a furry, are there furry men and furry women, or could I dress up as a female fucking panda, and then there'd be
There are for sure both.
Yeah. But I wonder.
Is that speculation,
also,
or do you know?
Idea is,
sometimes you get on Grindr really late.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, listen,
it's
it's Pride Month, right?
Of course.
The parties are raging. People it's not. I shouldn't say parties are raging, but it's just that the parties are popping off. People are having a good time. We know that gay folks do it right. You guys have fun. You fuck. You're sexy. You're partying. You don't worry. So I could see there being within that a sect of furries who are like, fuck it, if you like to bang a panda, let's do it.
That's what people often complain. I can't believe I'm talking about this.
Really?
I
can't. Is it that far fetched?
I feel like you say this whenever you come into a microphone.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, that's what big thing in like the parade and everything. People are always like, do you keep the kinks behind like closed doors? People wear like, that's mostly like leather and.
Are they doing a parade this year or no? They're not, right?
Sunday, I guess there's something. I'm not
there
really.
is.
So wait, you're saying the leather stays behind closed doors, or
no?
that's
That's
on
some
show?
people. Well, some people are like, it shouldn't even that shouldn't even be out there or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely people that do that. There's also the big people do the specifically like it's called like pup play. It's like the
pup play.
Yes, it's like they wear like the dog masks. I don't know if you've seen that.
And that's where you like walk them on a leash, right?
Kind of, yeah. Like
that you see on the subway a lot.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like that.
That's common.
No, I wouldn't say common.
But within the kink world, that's
I've definitely,
that's a crazy one too.
Definitely
I wouldn't mind. I'll fucking toss a leash on you, Zach, and walk you around.
All right.
But I would never be the dog walkie. I'll be the dog walker.
Do that at the next live show.
Oh my God! Imagine that. Come on out, and I'm fucking walking him. What's the craziest kink?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, there's people into like really weird, like obviously people like could be into like shit and like like
gross.
that type of shit.
Is there any
like
kinks that's
shit.
exclusive to the gay community versus exclusive to the like hetero?
I
community?
would suppose there's like not that I can. Think
I guess whatever you do, you can do both ways. It's like if you're into this,
right? Mostly, yeah.
I feel like
I guess if you're into certain kind of guy, like like some people like you're into bears or
whatever,
like that type of thing.
What would you guys do if you found out I was a furry? Like, I really don't want to kink shame, but man, that's a tough one to come out to.
That would probably be your biggest scandal yet.
Yeah, right? Imagine if like Carl Nassib was like, just want to take the time to tell you guys that I'm gay and also I'm a furry. I like to dress up as a zebra, and my boyfriend fucks me as a pony.
I'd lean into it for sure. Like we'd have merch by the next day.
Oh, I mean, I said this like a couple weeks ago when I asked how can I get the Alex Cooper sized bag, and they said the only way is to get a new like a unique audience. So why don't you guys come out as gay? Well, you want to talk about unique audience, unique demo? How about the fucking furries? What do you think, furries versus
it's a
bronies?
small but rabid.
Who wins?
I think I'd prefer the furries.
I think I would prefer the phonies, but I feel like the bronies are.
The bronies are.
Bronies are just. It's like just mostly like they're into Little Pony. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
My
come
Little
on,
Pony,
you telling me that they're not fucking?
Well, no, of course. But I'm saying
that
I don't
turns
know,
into
like,
some
do they
weird.
get dressed? Like, do they get dressed?
Oh,
as
I'm sure they dress up like My Little Pony.
Fair
Oh
enough,
yeah, and they start fucking each other.
Yeah, well,
left and right.
Didn't they write like wasn't there like
it was like
wrote porn or
erotica?
something?
Yeah,
it was erotica, I guess.
Dude,
that's
bronies was one of the first. Like I remember blogging that in like 2009, being like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah, that's old.
So the furries have made it mainstream if they have a Netflix show. So I guess like good for them. This is brilliant programming that I will watch one episode and love it. I'm not going to continue to watch this.
Yeah.
I think you get a taste for it. And the shot of the panda talking and she's just her head's bobbing back and forth. It's like, so what do you do for work? Patently ridiculous. The only thing more absurd right now in the industry, in the entertainment industry, is the movie Karen. It's supposed to be like a Jordan Peele Get Out type movie, except it's not Jordan Peele. And it's the girl from Orange is the New Black. The one that's like a hillbilly. What's her name? She's got a nickname. She's like the badass girl with like no teeth.
Taryn Manning?
Yes, I believe that is her. Yeah. She is Karen, and she's a racist white woman, and some black people move in next door, and it's like a horror movie on how this woman terrorizes this black couple. I can't believe it exists. I can't believe it's real. I thought it was a joke. I was waiting for the punchline. I was waiting. It sounds like an SNL skit. It looks like something that like KB and Nick would make. Like it's like a spoof video. It is.
I mean, the byline just looks like a
racist, entitled white woman in the South terrorizes her new black neighbors. Okie dokie.
Yep.
I mean, right to the point there. What's the director's name? Was that name Coke?
Coke Daniels.
Coke Daniels is a power name. That's got to be a stage name, right?
I'm trying to see if I recognize anything else he's made. Who made the potato salad? Who is this guy?
Coke. Can I get a visual on Coke Daniels?
Oh, wow.
Like this hipstery asshole. Director Coke Daniels. Can we get Coke Daniels on the show? Talk about his terrible movie?
Probably.
I think I can. I think I can
now.
bring it up now. I think the time has passed. Maybe. Had a funny. Well, here's a little behind the scenes moment for you.
Yeah.
We every month or so we get a list of people who are doing press who are going to be in the area, and we highlight the names that we would like to go after. And then sometimes our bookers come to us and say, here's a name for you. So I'm looking at under movies, and I see M Night Shyamalan, and I at the time I don't even like highlight it because I'm like, no way, like I don't know, he's just not, because sometimes they're like Obama's in town. It's like, yeah, we know he's not going to come to us. So I didn't even bother highlighting. Then I saw the trailer for his new movie called like The Beach or something like that. What's it called? Can you find that for me? It's it looks less than stellar. And I watched this trailer, and like every movie trailer is fucking awesome. You put the right visuals with the right music and the right cut, and it's like, oh man, anything can look good.
Old
is the movie. The premise is that these people go to a beach, and once you're within the confines of this beach, you age like very rapidly. Like 1 minute is like a month, and every hour is like a decade or whatever. And so all of a sudden, like the little children become like old people, and the old people are dead. It looked so bad. And I wrote this tweet being like, I think this might be M. Night's worst movie ever. And I sat there and I was like, should I send this? Should I not? There's no chance we'll ever get him on the show. Click send. Like the next fucking like hour, I get a text from Kelly Martin being like, do you guys want M. Night Shyamalan? I was like, motherfucker.
I texted you guys like, do you guys want him? You said yes. I immediately sent this reply like, yes, definitely interested.
Yes.
And then
I remember not highlighting it, but then when you said like, do you want it? I was like, I'll do it for sure. I like the guy. I like a lot of his. I think some of his movies stink, but I think some of his movies are like awesome, and he's the king of the twists and all this shit. Like, yeah, I'd love to talk to him. But I also was like, you also have to let him know that I fucking torpedoed this shit out of this.
You sent that and then told me that right after, and I sent an immediate follow up like, wait, never mind. Kevin might have tweeted.
I was gonna say this is the we got a new intern Mike over there. These are the ups and downs of working with me. You might burn some bridges, or I might burn some bridges for you. I think here's the thing though, I would still love to talk to M Night Shyamalan, and I would hope he should come do this show, even though I said that. The one thing that it's missing in the podcast world, and I said this on the Kevin Clancy show just this past episode, I was talking about Carl Nassib coming out and how everybody's in their bubble being like, it's not a big deal. And it's like, yo, get outside your own bubble. But the reason you
Everyone
don't.
on Twitter is like accepting of it. It's like, no, once you go like.
Outside of that. So, but here's the thing. The world as it's composed right now, you follow who you want to follow. Even TV, it used to be like, what's on TV? And sometimes it's like, I'll settle for this. And you're watching something that you never would ordinarily pick. So you're getting something new. Not anymore. You stream whatever you want. You follow whatever you want. You listen to only the podcasts you like. Everything is catered towards your viewpoint. So you're never going to get any sort of like growth or new interaction or a new point of view. And then within the podcasting world, our guests are always people that we like, and they like us in return, and we like their work, and it's just like one big like let me suck your dick fest. Yeah. I would love to have him on and be like, yeah, man, I'll be honest, like I didn't think that trailer looked great, but I love Signs, I love Sixth Sense, I thought The Village was okay, I love the weird one with the grandma to grandmother's house we go, whatever that was. I like
what's the end of The Village? Isn't like they're fucking
it's modern times.
It's modern
I didn't
times.
think that was the worst thing in the world.
No,
people hated it, but I thought, but even that, I'd be like, what did you think about? Some people liked it, some people hated it.
There's real examples of that.
Of people trying to like live in the that limit your. Yeah. I mean, like North Korea is though. The whole fucking country's like that. Did you? And he wrote like, how about this? Have you seen the movie She's All That? No.
I think I looked it up. I don't think he wrote that. I know that you said.
No, he had some involvement in like the screenplay. You don't know that movie?
I know what it is. I don't see it.
Do you know what She's All That is?
Never seen it. Nah.
And you're how old?
27, about to be 28.
That's what's weird. You should know.
I wasn't allowed to watch.
Do you know like the movie trope
PG-13.
of like what she's? Do you know what She's All That is about?
No.
Like, do you know the movie trope of like the girl who she wears glasses and has her hair up? She's ugly.
Yeah.
And then she takes her hair down.
Okay. Yes.
That's like from She's All That. I was
Right.
stunned that he was like, I don't know what that is. I thought that is like it's like a basic.
That's
Right.
I was saying like the one that I knew it from was Princess Diaries. That was like the big one for me, but that came out like within the same year as She's All That.
Yeah, She's All That was like the, you have to take this ugly girl to prom. And it was like she literally just took her glasses off. Then they did in Not Another Teen Movie. They like made fun of it. But anyway, it was something like he didn't get credit for writing it, but he did write it.
It's fucking Tobey Maguire's on this list.
I mean, I guess like Clark Kent, Spider-Man
Yeah.
kind of, but...
Oh, fucking Clark Kent, Spider-Man.
But I mean, anyway, my point being, I would love to talk to M Night Shyamalan. And, it probably just never happened because one time I criticized him in a tweet. It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame.
I wonder, we've never really had it, if any guys have like just done a quick name search on our
Yeah,
feed.
I feel like Jay Moore I was supposed to interview once way back in the day, and that was at a point where Jay, you know him, right? He's like you would know him
sounds
by his
familiar.
site, MOHR. He's like a comic, and he's been in some movies. He used to have a show on like HBO or something. And for a while he had like a podcast. These are the early days when I was doing like Mail Time, when it was like Adam Carolla and Jay Moore had big podcasts. And he either was or still is married to Nikki Cox. And I had to put up a blog about her, about like how hot she once was, and I guess he just didn't like some of the things I said, and that went out the window. Larry King was another one. Rest in peace. Like 3 or 4 times I had Larry King booked, and he canceled on me every time.
Larry King died.
Yep, Larry King died. He was the white whale of Mail Time. He was like the most elusive guest. Because again, this was early on when, now we have a revolving door of like A-list celebrities. Back then, for me to sit down with Larry King would have been like, what the fuck is going on? And I finally nailed it down, and he was finally like official. And then he found a blog that Smitty wrote where I'm totally cool with it. I'm totally on Smitty's side. It was when Bill Cosby was on Larry King, and both of them were just palling around about drugging girls.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember that? Like,
Christ.
they were talking about, like, they were like, yeah, you pop a little, like, Tic Tac in their drink and you have yourself a wild night. It was like, and everybody's like, and then you look back and it was like, oh, yeah, no, he did that for real. And Larry was kind of, like, palling around with it. So when he saw that, he was like, yeah, we will never be doing your show. I was like, all right, understood.
Like, well,
These things happen.
because probably would ask.
Yeah, I for sure would have come up.
Yeah,
But
seems
yeah.
like something we got to, like, address.
I'm sure in direct ways and then indirect ways we've lost a few guests here and there potentially.
I'm sure. That's one of those things.
A quick Google search will always torpedo
Yeah.
a few things from your boy.
Yeah.
So
I'm always curious. I would like those people to come on because, like,
yes,
the people, like, if they want to be combative, one
that would be amazing.
That's great. That's great for views.
Yeah.
2, like, they always realize, like, oh, this isn't what I thought it
Right.
was. Like,
I
they
mean, I would
immediately
love
flip.
another Action Bronson situation. I would
Yeah.
love another Kathy Griffin situation. I would love if M Night Shyamalan came on and I was just like, yeah, man, I don't love every single thing you do, and this next movie has me skeptical. If he has any sort of brains, he would just like talk about that.
He
and
could even be like,
I'm going to convince you of otherwise, or whatever. Like it could be an interesting talk about when you have a good movie, when you have a flop movie, when you
especially when it's based off the trailer, he could be like, oh, what they didn't show was this. Like maybe they fucked the trailer up. Like that
sure,
could
like
definitely
fucking
happen.
Entourage with Medellin.
Yeah.
I mean, I read something about him when he had the script for Sixth Sense. He had a $1 million minimum to even like bid on like he went to the studios and was kind of like, it's $1 million minimum, and at that point that was like a big deal, and it was like something like, and if you're not willing to meet my shit, like I'll just put it on the shelf. He's like, I will not like lower my price because I know it's that good, and I'll just wait for the right time. And it turned out like it was like not a problem. Like everybody was like 10 million, 20 million, it just went like, through the roof.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, come on the show, M Night, whatever.
I want to know what he thinks of the It's Always Sunny episode.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what I mean. There's a lot of cool shit, and he's like a Philly guy. He likes the Sixers. He's like,
Yeah, he's always like courtside at it, which is just like, all right, yeah, no, he seems like a cool dude. Like,
yeah, I would love it to happen, but it probably never will because that's just not the world we live in anymore. Now we live in the world of furries fucking dating each other on Sexy Beast. You want to get sexy? You want to be sexy? Go get yourself a Liteboxer. Liteboxer is the #1 at-home boxing workout device, what do you call it, equipment in the game right now. You know, I don't like to get up and go to the gym. 99% of the battle for me is like leaving my couch, going outside, getting dressed, driving to the place, or hopping on the subway, walking to the gym, whatever it may be. When you've got it in home, you have no excuse. You can just roll right out of bed and start throwing your hands, start getting your workout in. Liteboxer is it's not just like punching a heavy bag. It is a intuitive electronic device that can track your progress, that can measure your power and your speed. It's kind of like a Simon Says game where you follow the pattern of where the pads light up and you have to hit them in accordance with the pattern. It awards you with good hits and accuracy. It tracks your progress, like I said. It pairs up nicely with a free app so you can kind of have a profile to show, you know, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and show how much better you're getting. And it's got music that plays along with it. It is the premier at-home kickboxing workout equipment. Whether you have experience fighting or doing mixed martial arts or have any training, or if you don't, whether you put the gloves on or never put them on, Liteboxer is the best workout you can get out at home. So go to liteboxer.com, L-I-T-E, boxer.com/KFC. Get $100 off your purchase. Real quick before we get into Ari Shaffir, this Ben Zobrist story is absolutely fucking wild. I did 1 Minute Man on it, touched it on the rundown, but it's very KFC radio here. Ben Zobrist, former 2016 MVP, World Series MVP for the Cubs. Him and his wife have always kind of been like, him and Juliana Zobrist are the worst. They're like that couple who's always in the news, and they're breaking up and getting back together.
We used to love them. Like, I mean, during the Cubs run and shit, it was
okay.
always
That
like,
could be
it was
different.
always
Yeah.
just because, like, I mean,
Everything
he's
was
got
good.
this wife that's like a star too, and
Interesting.
like stuff like that.
I thought once he made her song his walk-up music,
See,
the Benny and the Jets.
Somehow that snuck by me. I didn't.
Okay,
because
I know that some Cubs fans hated that because first of all, her rendition of Benny and the Jets sucks, and also, you know, when you're a guy and you're on the team and your girl's music is your walk-up song,
it's a little.
I mean, listen,
It's a little much.
Listen, we have become progressive in a lot of ways. Can we have a couple things? Can we keep a few things for the fellas? Like the song you choose when you're walking up to the plate to play ball, you got to make it your wife. I read a Reddit thread.
The ball busting in the locker room.
Yes.
That had have been huge. Like,
So I read a Reddit thread that said, like, what's your like your best unknown sports story? And this guy said that he went to like an autograph signing or something like that, and both of them were there. And he said to the wife, do you like make him play your music? And she was like, oh God, no, never. To be honest, it's like kind of embarrassing that he even plays my music, but like whatever, I love him. She walks away, he goes to Ben. So does your wife make you pick her songs as your walk-up songs? Go, oh, absolutely. So like I think we know what was going on there. Definitely. What got weird was they went through a separation and he was injured. He came back from injury and they were separated and he still played her song, which was like, now that could have been superstition, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's when the first time that they were like, we're on a break and we're not. I hate that couple. The couple who like fights publicly and is on a break and not together. Or like you think they're broken up, they come to the party all of a sudden together and it's like
after you've been like talking shit with your buddy.
Yes,
and
that's why you
it's
can
like,
never talk
it's like,
shit.
Never again. Yeah.
Yes.
No, and
I
it's like-
hated her anyway. And then she showed up to the party.
And then
it's like,
oh shit, I said some things.
The fucking worst. Well, anyway, they've been trying to fight through, you know, their troubles. They go to a pastor for marriage counseling, and the pastor ends up fucking Ben Zobrist's wife, which is, I said, like the player hater of the year award, like calling in a bomb threat to the Special Olympics and banging the woman that's seeking out marriage counseling from you. Pastor, I love my husband. I need to stick this out and make it work with him. How do I do it? Bend over, girl. Like, what? That is so fucked up. And the worst part of all,
let me show you something to bring home to him. Yeah.
yeah, let me teach you a couple moves. Maybe
Yeah.
this will save you. He specifically said to Ben Zobrist, she needs space. Let her do her own thing and give her some time. And while she was, you know, when she took that space and did her own thing, she was just fucking him. which is like, and of course on 1 Minute Man and the internet, everyone is crushing me. I'm hypocritical. I had an affair. I was not a priest counselor hired to do marriage counseling who then fucked the woman involved. Okay, so fuck off with those comparisons, you assholes.
I don't know why the first comparison. It's like a therapist taking out a life insurance policy against you and then being like, just do it.
It's exactly what it's like. So here's the thing though. So that dude, as a pastor and as like some sort of pseudo therapist, he going like you can't do that. He also was running Ben Zobrist the finances for his charity.
It took him for like
he
a lot of money. It took it for like cost him like $10 million or something.
Yeah, well, also this is what Ben Zobrist is suing. So he's suing for the money that he fucked up with the charity. Totally fair.
Yeah.
He's saying I had to take off time for baseball to deal with this divorce, so lost wages. And as a Major League Baseball player, that adds up to like $8 million. But then he's suing him for exploiting his power as a counselor to fuck his wife. Can you sue someone for fucking your wife? I don't think so.
I hope
because I think there would be a lot more, brother. I think I would be involved in a lawsuit right now if you could fucking file a lawsuit against anybody who cheated. I just don't think it's illegal. It's immoral. It's fucked up. If there is some sort of money involved, then we can talk. But I don't think you can be like, you fucked my wife, I'm suing you.
No chance. And
also, would you even do that?
My only thought is
I would never do that.
No,
isn't that kind of a chump move to be like, you fucked my wife? It's a Rappaport move.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I was talking to Ari about it. Here in our interview, I was like, that's like Rappaport lawyering up when we were talking shit. But
that's you beat me. I'm calling my dad.
Yes,
like, that's
exactly.
It's like it
just doesn't like. And you know what? That's probably why she was fucking somebody else because you're the kind of guy who's like, I'm gonna lawyer up.
Putting that on the lawsuit. Hopefully that's like a fucking separate one because like if the judge reads like, all right, makes sense. What the fuck? Throw this out.
Throw that out. No doubt.
No chance.
You can't sue people. That just means you picked a slutty wife and a shitty pastor.
Yeah. It's funny that she's like she makes like. Doesn't she make like Christian music and stuff? And it's the pastor's like, oh, I fucking love that song.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always the people who are most hardcore about the religion or the politics or whatever. You're singing to Jesus. You preach. You can probably recite the Bible left and right, and you're getting dicked down at the fucking rectory. They had burner phones that the wife of the pastor found and was like, hey, Ben, your wife's fucking the pastor. I mean, just like the grimiest of the grimy. So good luck to Ben Zobrist. I hope he fucking wins this lawsuit. But come on, man. All right, let's get into.
Thank you for the World Series. That was
I was gonna say that's what I said. Listen, he was the World Series MVP. Nobody could take that away
face
from
at the parade. It was very funny. I'm pretty sure he was the one wearing like it was a camo cut off sleeves.
I'm sure he was that dude.
Went up, gave a speech that no one understood, and everyone just like, yeah, you're the best. Yeah, that's
way better than dealing with your wife making you play her music.
We'll remember you for that.
Let's get into our interview with Ari Shaffir. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Kick back and open up a cold one right now. Great taste, less filling. I said it on the Kevin Clancy show. I made a huge life change at the age of like 34, 35, 36. I became a Miller Lite man. That's a radical change at this stage in your life. Usually, as a guy who came up like I came up in the bars very early, drinking a lot, loving sports and beer and all that shit, you get set with your beer by the time you're 35 and you're not changing your ways. Yeah. Miller Lite came in. They've sponsored KFC Radio, presenting sponsor of Kevin Clancy Show. They sponsor 1 Minute Man. They sponsor Friday Night Pints. They're going to get down with Answer the Internet. They said they're down with everything I do, so I was like, you know what? I got to be down with them.
Might be a little bit more I've been hearing. Possibly they're coming out with other stuff. I fucking love
Let's
Miller
go.
Lite.
But then, so I'm like, all right, let's do business. But then I started drinking it, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is like the greatest change in my life because it's just a better beer.
I mean, when Dana switched over, like I've talked to Dana. I talked to Dana off camera, and he's just like, dude, I just started drinking. I'm like, this is way fucking better.
It wasn't available to me. You probably drank it your whole life because it's in the Midwest. Over out here east, it wasn't at the bar. It wasn't at the restaurant. It wasn't at the ballpark. Now I'm like, if it was there, I would have been drinking it the whole time.
This was always Aunt Lynn's beer. She fucking always would bring it over. And like once, I got turned 21, this is just what we started drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking wish. I wish it was because now I'm like, I'm trying to preach the good word. I feel like Billy Madison. I'm like, get that Miller Lite. It's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces, so you're not going to get fat on it. And you should always celebrate responsibly, so don't overdrink. It's brewed in the Milwaukee Brewing Company from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Miller Brewing Company from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Like I said, only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Go to MillerLite.com/KFC to find the delivery options near you. Let's talk to Ari. Oh, yeah. Breaking news, John McAfee found dead in a prison in Spain?
Yeah. He's been in prison, I guess, for a few months.
Holy shit. When was the last time he was like, he did a Hard Factor interview recently.
Not too long ago. I think within the past year or so.
Yeah.
I mean, he's notoriously been on the run from our government and other governments across the world, I believe. There is no chance. And this is
also less than a day after he was supposed to get extradited to the United States.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Jesus.
You're supposed to get extradited, and then you already have like a laundry list of people who are coming after you. So I guess it was not the American government if he was supposed to get, or extradited means you're supposed to come back and face charges, right?
So he was in Spanish prison for like 8 months or something like that, and now was supposed to get extradited here. And
how cause of death, like
they
hanging?
said, I don't know.
It's
they
in
just
prison.
said by suicide at the moment.
Yeah, this is as blatantly obvious as a Epstein situation.
They're
That's
still
crazy.
like trying to do that. It was by suicide thing. Like, it's crazy.
But you know what? It's not crazy because it works every time.
Yeah, true.
Because people just go, okay.
Right.
Or whatever the coroners do. They could say it was by aliens coming down with a laser beam, and they have a coroner paid off who just goes, yep,
check.
and it's done. No chance.
Yeah, he said
he killed himself.
In October, he tweeted, "I'm content here. I have friends. The food is good. All is well. You know that if I hung myself a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine."
I mean, as fucking obvious as it gets, being like, I would not kill myself. Now, I'm sure those people are going to say that was 8 months ago or whatever it was.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
anything can change.
Right.
But pretty fucking obvious that when a guy who has, a target on his back ends up dead, it's usually because someone hit that target, not because he
Definitely.
decided to check out himself. So,
God damn.
yeah. All right, let's do it. Ari Shaffir live in the flesh after this is day 2 that we tried it because you overslept.
Yeah, I mean,
on
I didn't even.
a noon appointment, brother.
Fair enough. Listen, that's still on the early side. That's barely PM.
When do you usually get up?
Whatever, it hits me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just let
it was
go.
funny because we got the text like explaining you had
fuck.
overslept and all that, and both John and I, he's not here today, but he was like, honestly, a guy who sleeps through a noon appointment, he's my kind of guy. It's all good. Like it was like nobody cared. It was like, all right, good shit.
I woke up at like 11:15, and I was like, I'm trying not to use my phone until noon. So I was like, I'm not gonna turn it on.
Wow.
As soon as it went on, I was like, oh fuck.
That's why you need to use your phone.
Here. Yeah, exactly.
What's
just gotta set alarms.
What's the deal with that? Just trying to not
too
be a
much.
fucking
Yeah.
zombie to it.
Yeah. In the morning's like the best time
To
do what,
be on it.
to think about stuff.
Oh, I find the morning's the best time to be on it. And, like,
Yeah, for
get
sure,
all the
that too.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then like you don't get any thoughts.
Dude,
and
it
stuff,
really is the devil. Like, I haven't been sleeping well, and I'll roll over at like 3, and I check my phone.
then you're fucked.
And then I see something I'm interested in, or some
Yeah.
news broke. And ordinarily, 10, 15, whatever years ago, you would wake up, you would just like close your eyes until you fall the fuck back asleep. But now I'm like, okay, I'm kind of ready to go, and it's like 3:45.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a devil.
It's like when it's like 6, I can get going. If it's like 3, I'm like, I gotta go back to fucking bed.
They don't care about you. They
Yeah.
want you tired.
No,
They want you tired.
dude,
susceptible
what
to
would
ads.
you say? Like, how many hours do you do that screen time shit? Is there
No,
a
I
pop
limit
up?
it. 40 minutes of social media. Otherwise, it goes off.
So it'll like lock.
Yeah. I can still use the phone part, but the social media is all done.
Dude, I needed that. That was there for a
Oh,
reason.
fuck. Sorry.
40 minutes, man. I got my
Yeah, so
screen
I got to
time
go
the
in and
other
out,
day.
in and out, in and out.
It was, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
I don't
Come
know,
on.
'cause
Who are you fooling? Like you're gonna be some sort of fucking, non-technological hippie? Get out of here.
It's still like 5 hours a day. It's crazy.
I
you ever
mean,
see your screen time?
Yeah, dude. I had for like 12 hours.
What?
I was doing like 12 hours a day.
Don't you have a kid?
Yeah.
When do you look
But
at that
when I have my kids, because I'm divorced now, so I'm like, I get them when I get them. So I'm like in full dad mode, or I'm
Yeah.
in full like internet fucking smut peddler mode, where it's just like constant
Yeah.
between texting, social media. Like I also use my phone a lot to like record. I don't know if that matters or if it's like only. I don't know. I'm just constantly staring at that fucking thing.
Yeah. I record crimes on mine.
Oh yeah.
It's good for that. Yeah. If you want to self-record a crime, you used to have to carry around a big thing.
Yeah. Now you got this
Yeah, it
little
really
pal.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
You fighting crime out there, Ari?
Nah, I just want to.
just want to
get into one.
Just enjoy
All
it.
those guys just stormed the Capitol. They were like, "We have fucking phones. This is perfect."
You're going to jail now.
Yeah,
It's all fucking documented. You
but
documented your own fucking illegal activity, bro.
I wonder if you could track how many likes they got and how many followers they had, like while they were posting that stuff. If it shot up.
That dude, like the one dude with like the, the fucking
Oh yeah,
horns
that guy
and
was
that.
the best.
I mean, he's the star of the show.
Yeah, he really
that guy,
is.
that was his Super Bowl because I know he was at the black. He's been around Black Lives Matter, this protest, that protest.
Was he?
Yeah, because he's a protest
guy.
He's an anarchist. Yeah, he's on all sides.
Wow,
So he's been around. But
interesting. I
that
didn't
was
know that guy
his.
existed.
That was
Wow.
his. Yeah, that was his moment.
God, he killed it.
Yeah.
When you think you're like, we're gonna do this, some of us might go. Did they ever arrest him? They did, right?
I think so. Yeah, but after the fact, it
Right.
was just that he stood out so much they could track him down. It's like, yeah,
Because
you're
he
gonna be
never
the
took the
star.
thing off?
Yeah, I mean, that guy probably lives in that thing. Think about that.
He
Everywhere
crushed.
he goes, he's got to be like, hey, do you know who I am? No. Put the hat on. Oh yeah, that fucking.
Number one treasonist of the year.
Yeah.
That they had a treasonist awards. Is that what they went to jail for? Treason?
Yeah,
Or-
that sounds a little harsh. No,
It does, right?
I feel like treason. You gotta like kill somebody.
Yeah.
Just protesting some shit. They went to jail for like being assholes. You guys are just like the number one assholes of the year. Whether you're political, like whatever political sides you're on, you're just an asshole for doing all that. It's a bit much.
It was crazy. I was gone.
It was some wild shit,
I just
man.
heard about it. It was nuts.
So you disappeared, right?
I went to
hit and
Ecuador
you
for a
bounced.
while. COVID 2. COVID 1, I went to my parents for a while.
What do you qualify as 1 and 2?
Early March, April, May of the last year. That's when you're like, it might be end of the world.
Yeah,
It might be. Everyone's
right.
like gets in the clans.
Right.
Remember that like week or two?
Yep.
They're not shutting down New York. And then like hours later, like, hey, for sure we're going to shut down New York. And we're
Yeah.
like, what? That's happening.
Yeah.
Dude, I was on an edible and spun out during that. I was like, we got to get to
Yeah.
the grocery store now.
I feel like you were kind of skeptical, and then you were like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh,
this-
yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah,
in.
yeah. And then it was like your doomsday bunker type shit, right?
Yeah. I was coughing on people in the front row of the cellar. Like,
Just
it's
to
not
be a dick.
serious.
Rudy Gobert,
Everyone's
that
like,
shit,
yeah. And then like, yeah.
The comic Rudy Gobert, I love it.
And then Tom Hanks was like, I got it. Like,
Oh shit,
still not.
dude, that was the big moment. We all had that at Barstool too, because over the years, Dave and I and Big Cat, we did the Ebola scare, we did the SARS scare, the swine
That was a
pig,
good one.
the
I like
bird
SARS.
flu, and every time they were a bust.
Yeah, they were
And
a
so we
bust.
were like, this, I'm not gonna get fooled this time. Biggest bust ever. And then that day that it got Idris Elba and Tom Hanks in one day, it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I remember Dave being like, it's a big day for Corona. It's a big day. They announced their presence with authority. They are on the scene. And then obviously from there it went crazy. But
I also saw with Idris Elba, that's when I first started. Like, remember everyone was like, we're going to come together
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes. We're like,
yeah,
oh,
we're
it's-
going to
well,
be, yeah, like a movie. Yeah.
And then when Idris Elba was like, I tested positive for the coronavirus, people were like, oh, I'm so glad the rich can get the tests and we
Yep.
can't. And it was like,
Instantly.
oh, we're on each other now.
Instantly, man. We saw just how quick the world, like that Walking Dead type of movie scene, television show. That's how.
Yeah, you couldn't go outside for
That's
a little
how it's gonna happen. People are gonna just turn on each other and murder each other. No fucking doubt.
For sure. Oh, yeah. With
So
clans.
you bounced to like Ecuador. You were like in the,
Parents'
in the
house
jungle,
came
right?
back for the summer, and then fucking the winds of change were coming. So yeah, Ecuador. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, you were like when you go on these things, you live like
Yeah, it was fun.
like the locals, right? You're not like in a resort. You're like in a
Not in a
fucking
resort.
hut.
Yeah, sometimes huts. I know there were a lot of Airbnbs and stuff. It would have been hostels if
Yeah.
not for whatever.
Yeah.
But we went to the Amazon. That was cool as shit. We stayed with like a community there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You do it real like
Mm-hmm.
authentic, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get dengue.
I was gonna say, man, you
A lot of these comedians get
you must
gout.
be fucking gross when you're in the middle of that, huh?
Yeah, you got to bring just
You're
like music
vile, Ari.
festivals, hand wipes.
Is that all you got? That's all you can do to clean yourself?
You know, use your hand.
Are you fucking when you're doing that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Ah,
Yeah, I
Like
fucked
you
in. I
fuck,
fucked in a
like-
cemetery out there in like heat.
ah.
Yeah, it was so
Like
wrong.
some
It's-
local chick or what?
Yeah. No.
Like someone you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
okay.
And then there was like. It was
Don't
all
act
these
like
little
you're above
pods.
that. Fuck you. No.
I would not
no.
fuck in a cemetery with the local chick. I'd be like, this is a trap for sure. You're not
That's
getting me
true.
naked in a cemetery.
That is true.
Yeah.
But so you're all gross and you're traveling and you're
Yeah.
just like, let's fuck in the cemetery.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, and then people were laying flowers down like on their 1 year anniversary.
No,
of their
there
grandma.
were people there?
Yeah, like right down. They were like, it was.
Was
these
it
little
daytime?
pods. Yeah, it was daytime.
You're despicable. Shaffir, you're
I
despicable.
don't stand by my actions. but-
Were you fucking like on top of on a grave or just like
no, right
okay.
nearby one.
Because that's like you're going, you're asking for all the smoke with ghosts
Yeah.
and the afterlife and all that shit.
But then if your jizz drips down and goes into the grave, and maybe that starts the zombie apocalypse.
wow. could be tracked back to your cum.
Yeah, you can see that where it's like suddenly like it's a bunch of cum Aris.
You believe in
Ari
ghosts
zombies.
and all that shit?
No.
No?
Do you?
I don't necessarily believe in, fucking The Conjuring type ghosts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like there's some shit that goes on sometimes that you're like, what the fuck was that? Just
What do
like
you
the
mean?
unexplainable. I don't know.
You think those are coincidences ever? I go
That's
both
what I
ways.
mean. I don't know. I
Or
guess.
sometimes I'm like, nah, something's here.
Yeah. Just like sometimes you hear these stories, it just feels like there's a little too much. But I don't know. They're also just stories, right? Like I watched one of the Conjuring movies. You know those ones? It's based on a true story with this couple that like does exorcisms for people and they swear it's all real.
Did it come back to haunt them?
I think no. No, you know what happened? The dude died, and then the wife was like, let's make this money, and that's why they made like 3 of the fucking movies. But they never.
No. I mean the people who did the fake exorcisms in The Conjuring. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, what are you the movies are fake.
Yeah,
but
I know that.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it's based on this couple who like they swear they would find these cases of people and that they were unexplainable.
Yeah.
And then it's like I think it was just like schizophrenia or something that they couldn't explain back then, and now we kind of know more about like mental health.
Oh yeah.
It's like these are general crazy people.
I heard a thing that was like in 1850, the amount of fairy sightings were the same as like 1950 UFO sightings. It was like the same percentage. Yeah. People were like, I don't know, I saw a shadow.
And they called it fairies. Yeah, I feel like fairies didn't really have their moment. Nobody's big on fairies.
They really dropped off.
Where do you stand on alien talk? That was all the rage though over the last fucking year or so. They're
Do you
trying
think
to
they
sneak
found
it all in.
I was gone for that story too.
Yeah, well, nobody
They were like
cared.
they tried to bury it into the Trump story.
Nobody cared, bro. Even to this day, even after all the other shit died down, Trump's out of office, Corona's cooling down, and
they dropped it right at the right time.
And nobody. Here's my thought. I think that people only care when the government's hiding it. And then the government came out and they were like, yeah, those videos are real. Yeah, where there's unexplained material. Yeah, we think it's from another planet. And everyone was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But the minute that if you're hiding it, they're like, you gotta fucking show us. This is a conspiracy.
Is that what they said? They're just unidentified. They can't figure out what it is?
Yep. They said that they had materials not of this world.
What?
Which is flat out like it was made, they had that. They didn't say what, but that means they have something, a piece of a ship or whatever that said it had elements and materials that like we don't know.
Just from the video, they're saying that?
No, this was like that's an unrelated thing.
What?
Then the videos, the ones that were like, they have the Tic Tac thing that flew in a way that defies physics. They have the one that goes into water. They verified. They were like, those are real. That's our footage. Those are objects that we don't know what they are.
What?
Not saying it's extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
But and then.
I could see
Nobody
it. I could see
cares.
It. Nobody cares.
Why don't
people
people
care
care?
more about the Idris Elba story.
Yes, absolutely. I don't get it, man. I think it's like we should be talking about it, that and only that all day. Because if it's not aliens,
then what is it?
Then we're fucked.
Then
that means
else.
if the fucking Russians or the Chinese have that
it's
shit,
gonna be Chinese.
Chinese are gonna
everyone
absolutely
still thinks
eradicate us
Russians.
one day.
Absolutely, they've never set their sights on us.
No, and the one day that they just flip the switch and they're like, we're gonna put the army on you and use all of our Chinese brains to eradicate you. It's over.
If this thing was caused in a lab, I bet the leader of China called Trump and be like, hey, so obviously we can do this again anytime we want.
Right?
We can afford to lose 100,000 and you shut down forever.
They could lose 100,000 like a day, bro.
Yeah, and so it's like we'll just keep doing this at you guys, or fucking leave us alone. Something I don't know, maybe.
When you were gone, did you? Was there any point
Everybody
where
at Amazon thought it was made in the lab? They're like, do you think it was made in the lab? We're like, I don't know. They're like, we all think it was here.
they might not be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might not be wrong. Were you? Was there any moment where you were like, "This is it. I'm just gonna live in the Amazon forever now. Like it's not gonna come back. It's not gonna."
Yeah,
be
in the beginning, we were like, we might have to stay there.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know.
What were you thinking? Like, what was gonna be your plan?
Get a job on the beach.
Yeah.
Had some money saved up, but would go, I guess. If it was like we're talking about like no more power, people.
Well, not even maybe no more power, but just the idea of like the thought of going to comedy clubs and performing and shit. That's out the window. Yeah. Like how are you gonna earn a living?
Yeah, I was go to get a job on the beach somewhere.
Which is probably what we should just do that anyway, man. You ever think about that?
Yeah, just getting out.
Like I honestly think every day I wake up and I curse the fucking fact that I have a loving family.
Yeah.
Because they're the only thing keeping me around.
You'd have to fake your own death.
Yeah, that is what's up.
You'd have to make them more.
Truly off.
Then you
can watch it a little bit, get a little bit of get your rocks off because everyone mourns you and misses
Internet,
you.
yeah, they talk about you.
And then if you ever really want to come back, then you're fucking talk about like a comeback tour.
Yeah.
People thought you were dead.
You would have
Guess
to
what,
really like
motherfuckers?
make yourself look like you're a shipwreck for a while.
Yeah.
People would be upset.
You'd have to have the beard, the hair, the soot. I'd knock a couple teeth out. The whole nine.
People would be upset if you're like, nah, I just faked it.
Like right now, if Tupac popped up,
it'd be okay. We'd take him.
But it would also just be the most fucking incredible thing ever. It'd be the ultimate.
Yeah.
The ultimate play.
Yeah, but if he was like, I was faking it. No, but he faked his own death, so we all really assumed he was dead.
Yeah.
He didn't just go away.
Yeah.
Oof.
I also think that if you have a reason, like I think if Tupac came back, it was like
they were after me.
They were gonna kill me, so I had to disappear. If you're doing it for the likes and the clout, you're an asshole. But if I had a reason to do it, then I came back.
Yeah.
That's self-control, by the way, to not like how. All right, let's say this.
Yeah.
You fake your death.
Okay.
And you pull it off.
Everyone thinks you're dead.
Yes.
Parents is gonna be the hardest thing. But
for sure. But the rest of the comedy community and all your fans, everyone's like praising you and missing you, all that shit. How like the self-control for you to stay gone.
Oh yeah.
Like day 2, I'd want to be like, gotcha, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But you gotta wait and like until it's the really right time. That takes a lot, man.
Yeah.
As soon as I got bored, I'd be like,
I didn't want to drop clues. We're not smart enough to like not.
No,
give little
I would tweet, right? I'd be like, oh fuck, wait, I was supposed to tweet.
Yeah, you'd log in under your
old
Twitter instead of just following you on your new Twitter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd post on Instagram and people would be like, wait a second. I'd be like, God damn it, I'm supposed to be dead.
We should start posting a bunch of like 8 years from now tweets and like timing them.
There you go. So schedule that shit out.
Way past we're dead. Mm-hmm. They just keep coming back and bothering people.
I think the problem. Do you think you could disappear? Like not fake your own death, but do you think like?
I've been thinking about it. It's going to be hard.
Quick little break. Let me interrupt real quick to tell you about Bearbottom Clothing. Bearbottom Clothing is the most comfortable gear in the world, especially right now for the summer where you need a really light shirt. They make long sleeve tees and short sleeve tees that are made out of some combination of cotton and spandex and lycra and micromodal and all these other fabrics that just create the most lightweight, comfortable, staple type of t-shirt. You just need them in every color. You can pull them off the top of the pile, put them on, and you're good to go every day. They also make a pair of joggers that I really like. It's like an in-between of jeans and joggers. They've got a denim knit hoodie that's like a heavyweight hoodie for when you're coming off the beach this summer or you're out at night and the sun goes down. Bearbottom, it's one of the clothing sponsors that I wear the most. We sponsored a lot of stuff. I've always had good products come through here, but Bearbottom is one that I actually wear many times a week. You can always catch me rocking some Bearbottom, whether it's top or bottom. So I cannot co-sign it enough. Right now they have a deal with 2 pairs of their best-selling stretch shorts plus the moisture-wicking tech tee for under $100. So you get the 2 pairs of the shorts along with the t-shirt under $100. So shorts, pants, joggers, hoodies, t-shirts, long-sleeve tees, everything you need. And right now you can get free shipping on that first order when you go to bearbottomclothing.com, code KFC. That's BEAR like the animal, bottomclothing.com. Use code KFC for free shipping on your first order. Let's get back to it with Ari. Because immediately I'm like, I need cash. Let me take all my money out. It's like, well, now you've used your card and you're at, they know where you are. Like, you have to have a go bag
disappear
almost
like
ready.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think I meant?
I mean, like, so no one who would know you would know you're somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you took out money, they'd be like.
That's what I mean. Like,
if
you got a crime pinned on you or some bad guys are after you, you got to go. You got to disappear. Not faking your own death. I guess you could do that if you think that's the best option.
How much money can you leave with?
That's what I mean. I mean, you got to have a decent amount.
Do you have to disappear immediately, or can you go to the bank the next day, take out as much as you can, and then, like, go? Put it on a fucking...
Yeah, I feel like... Because then it's easier. If you have a day to get money out, I feel like you're in better shape. But if you don't have cash...
You have $200 lying around the house.
Yeah, you're in trouble,
Yeah,
man.
that's going to be hard. How would you disappear?
So you'd have to go to a friend and get their money.
Yeah. But at that point, you're already off the grid. If you're, like, on the subway now and out, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're okay. You can get to their house, borrow some money.
And
you have to get gone soon.
And then, you got to, like, shave your beard. You got to do something to change your appearance.
You have to get out of the country,
get a bus ticket and go to Canada, go to Mexico. Because even then, your passport, you're gonna scan it or whatever. It's gonna pop up. That's if the authorities are on your ass. If just like regular Joe Schmo's trying to get you, you can get out of the country, and it doesn't matter that your passport.
You got to go quick, get out of New York,
and
then just hop on a country, wait a night, then hop to a different country.
And then you find like some
Then
little
you're
local
off.
family somewhere, like take you in.
Yeah, get a job.
Like, I'll
be
just
like,
work,
hey,
I'll
I'm a
work chores
backpacker.
around your house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Try to work at your bar.
Got to be a really, like, you got to ingratiate yourself to the local community.
You'd have to learn a language. So you have to
Yeah.
go somewhere.
Like, do you have some friends now in Ecuador that can help you out?
Not if I'm hiding from people. They would like have.
That's the
lunch,
other thing. They
dinner with
turn
me.
on you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they don't want the trouble. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that or it's like, yeah, I can get some money for turning this guy in. See you later.
There could be some of that too. It's a depressed country.
What you need is a
No,
community
it'd have to be a new country.
like you like I said, you really ingratiate yourself to them, so they lie when they they're like, we got to protect Ari like he's one of our own.
Yeah.
Like a little small town. Have you ever heard the story?
But no one could find your response. Go ahead. What's the story?
It was a documentary, like a true crime doc. It was some fucking town in like the true middle of nowhere. I think in like Texas.
Yeah.
We're talking like 300 total people, and there was like a local bully kind of. Yeah, like bad bully, not just a bully. He's a bad dude. I think he like raped a couple girls.
Wow.
He would, if you tried to stand up to him, he would burn your house down.
Oh.
He would just boom, flame
That's
houses.
like Norway bully.
Yeah, and one day they like the community banded together. They had like a community, like a town hall thing, and they said like, Billy, you got to go, and it didn't really work. And that the moment after that, they all banded together. They went and they shot him up, fucking killed him. And when the cops came, everybody like
Stay
they're
quiet.
like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they never like it was all unsolved. The problem was gone. And to this day, the community is still like, we don't know what you're talking about. It was like 30,
We know
40
you're
years
talking
ago.
about. Like we don't know who shot him.
Yeah, they're like I think they all said like I turned around, I wasn't looking, like I had my back to the like, and they used like everybody's
was
guns
somebody else.
fired, so they
Right.
couldn't tell what it was, and it was just like, nope, that's the kind of community you got to find,
Yeah. Right. Well, you get in there.
and I think that's hard to find these days.
Yeah. I did see one place that had like was like over a little bridge over a stream to get into it, and it was just like padlock like fence. It was like
Really?
we're quarantining, don't come in here. But that felt like Walking Dead.
I was gonna say that's like
It
some
was made in like paint strokes.
right. I
Yeah.
almost don't know if I want to be on the inside of that one.
Oh yeah.
That's just equally scary. I
How
feel
long?
like.
If you were the leader of a like a COVID type community,
Mm-hmm.
like we got to keep others out, you know, how long till you took advantage of your position?
36 hours. I'm the king. I'm your king. No, I don't think I would ever be the leader.
Oh right.
I would just be like, I don't like the responsibility is not for me.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't like
a lot of
listen
work,
to
though,
some
too.
king either.
Yeah,
You know?
right,
I'd be
you
like,
would.
fuck you, dude.
And then what's he gonna do? Banish you?
It's like, yeah. Then I'm gonna overthrow him. You know, the only way I'd become king is if the current king was an asshole, and I'd be like,
Specifically
follow
to-
me if you don't like this guy.
Okay. I like that. I wonder how that's gonna go.
How about this? Have you
Yeah.
seen A Quiet Place?
Yeah.
You see A Quiet Place too?
Yeah.
So
tense. What a good
so
movie.
tense.
Oh my
Also, at
God.
times though, didn't you think it was like this? I thought it was great and so tense, and also I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever
Some
watched.
cheese
There's
dick
so many
moments.
moments I was like,
Some
the
cheese
baby in
dick
the box? Can't have a baby in a box, dude. Come on.
I wouldn't have put the oxygen in there.
I mean, for real, having a baby in a post-apocalyptic world where you can't have sound
nuts.
is
You
ridiculous.
gotta kill it.
You
gotta kill it.
Like,
It's a hard decision.
A Quiet Place 1 should have been a 15-minute movie. She gets an abortion.
It's
Boom,
the
it's over.
It's the worst thing you can do.
It's the
is
worst.
Have a crying baby
that
have no
doesn't
reason.
understand
Oh,
anything.
you gotta kill it. I know. I get it.
I mean,
get
I
it.
immediately pillow over the head. It is what it
I'd be-
is.
if I was, I'd be like, come on, let's take you out of the room, Bob. Go in there.
Come on.
Yeah, handle it for them.
I mean, when she's giving birth in like the tub and the fucking monster. I mean,
no way.
But in the second one, she shows up.
If the husband was like, remember the first one, he was like, take me,
Yeah,
I love you,
yeah,
take
yeah,
me.
yeah.
And then he's like, I'm like, no, take the baby. That's the moment.
Throw it over there as
She
the bait.
died for us. Name your new community after it.
Yeah, there's plenty of. First of all, you can have another one later. Come
Yeah.
on, you can always do this again. There's only one of me.
Got to protect the deaf kid and the parents
The
at that
deaf
point.
kid. I mean, Jesus Christ, the deaf kid. The whole thing was a mess. But when in the second one, when they meet the old friend, and he's like, "You got to move on. There's not enough." Would you be one of those people? Who's like, I only have a little bit of food. There's only room for 3, and I've got my 2 people. Like, or would you take? I feel like that's really tough to be a dick to someone in a post-apocalyptic world.
It is. Here's what I would be. I'd be like, yeah, you can't stay here. I'm really sorry. You can't stay here. We have a limited amount, and we have to make it through the winter. We've rationed this. I'm so terribly sorry. And if they're like, no, we're gonna stay, I'd be like, fuck.
Okay, what am I to do?
Yeah, I would have
Just
no fight
really
back.
hoping they
Yeah.
just say okay.
Yeah.
How about if you were the one told that? Would
Told you got to go.
Yeah.
I'd probably just take it. I'd be like, guys, they're not going to change their mind, clearly. I've been thrown out of
They made
enough
it
like
up, yeah.
organizations
They're
over
just-
my time in Hollywood. I'm like, I get it. Their decision's made. Let's move on. Let's try to find another camp. I see it. I see your reasoning. Okay.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
You know, sure. I understand.
Can't blame. Not happy about it. Can't blame you. All right. If I see you on the road, I'm gonna try to kill you and steal your stuff.
The sound monsters is an interesting because like that probably in any apocalyptic situation, I'm killing myself. But the sound
That's not
thing,
a bad option.
because like at least with the other ones, you find a little safe haven. And you can like fuck and like live out some happiness. Have a simple but happy life.
And Frank had some things. You know,
think
a view
Frank-
of the canal.
You think Anne Frank masturbated? She old enough for that?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, that's
how
all
old
you
was
can
she?
do.
14, 16?
If she's, I mean, if she, I
I
thought she might have been like
nobody
11.
knows. I like how you pretended to think about it. You're
like
you're
he's
trying
gonna
to do the
arrive
math.
on it.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna figure it out. If she's in her teens, it's
How
for
long was
sure.
she there for? Years or weeks?
I think it was at least months.
A few years, I think.
Few
years?
She might have fucked. Is what I'm trying to get at. If she went till 16.
15? Oh, she was rounding the bases.
50-50, yeah. At least handies. It's sad she never got to go all the way if she didn't. When you think about it. It's just like, that's probably the worst part about the Holocaust. And
Yeah,
Frank never got to
the amount of
like,
people who
reverse
didn't get laid.
cowgirl.
Yeah. That's probably definitely it.
She
yeah.
might not even liked it, but she would have been like,
She
well, that was
should
new.
have tried it,
she
experienced
would've
it,
tried
and known for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably number 1, Holocaust. Number 2, the full genocidal deaths.
That's probably 2.
Yeah, you can say that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're allowed.
No, I'm allowed to admit that it happened.
Yeah.
I was adopted by a group of white revolutionists, and they kind of like beat that out of me. But I'm allowed to admit it happens now. They've really come a long way.
Were you ever?
They're not your granddad's white power people.
This the new shit.
Yeah, they just want to stick to themselves.
Did you ever consider the Austin or Miami escape?
Miami,
Florida escape?
Who
No.
went to Miami?
Schultz
Nobody.
went to Miami.
Who?
Andrew Schultz.
Oh, just for a time being. He went for
I mean,
vacation.
that was a decent chunk though.
Yeah, but that's vacation. He's not relocating.
No.
Oh, he dresses that way now.
Portnoy went
Oh
down to
my
Miami.
God. Who?
Portnoy's at Miami now.
Dave Portnoy?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got a house in Montauk, house in Miami. He's just ultra rich, but
Miami sucks.
yeah, I'm not a Miami guy.
Blech. Ugh, the worst people. It's just
Yeah,
fucking,
the
ugh.
dressing is funny. You're right. That whole style is like, what the fuck are we doing?
They're bringing
here?
back like that, but like upscale version of like
Yeah.
I'm just fucking hot and Cuban.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to
and
be
you know
you
what?
find
Like,
that shit at a thrift store for like $3, and now
Yeah.
they've like Gucci'd it.
now
Ugh.
it's like silk and it's
Take
like
it. They took my
$500.
fucking beard too,
Yeah.
and made it into like fucking, you know.
They're saying you jacked your whole style. Your
Yeah,
your
and then they
thrift
make it
style.
nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Those glasses I used to wear, you could get those for $2, and then it became like 1,000. That's what they all do. They take fucking. I'm second wave, by the way. There's people way more fashionable than me.
What are we rocking here? Shaffir together.
That was me.
Oh, when you
for
were
Legion of Skanks president.
you're no longer the
Shortly.
president, right?
I am the president.
I thought
I gave
you're-
power to Shane until I got back.
I thought your
When I was in
term,
the
like,
jungle, I couldn't.
Oh, that's right. Shane was giving up his
Yeah.
power back to you.
That's right. No coup on that side.
How long are you president for? How long's the term? A year?
Depends. I saw some constitutional changes that even made about term limits.
I was gonna say
So I might look into.
you could become king. You want to talk about king?
Dude,
Forget
that's
about president. You'll be the monarchy.
That's what the guy did in Ecuador. He like threw over our government. He was like, "You guys are all out. We're reading a constitution," and then he made a 4-year term limit, but he restarted twice at like 3 years. And he's like, "All right, it's 4 years
No,
now."
now.
Yeah,
No,
because
now
now
it
is the new
starts.
constitution.
Yeah, you should definitely do that and just be king forever.
It's a thought. Or
Have you
just, like, tell everybody
enacted
stop
any
watching.
rules recently? Have you like passed any?
No, I've got to
legislation?
get back into it.
Yeah. When did you get back from the jungle?
Very end of May. No, very
so
end of like April.
All right, so relatively
Yeah.
recently.
Got my fucking shot the next day.
Now you're back.
Came down with encephalitis the day after, unrelated. And
Encephalitis. It's like you get these.
no, I'm joking.
That's the thing, though. It was entirely possible that you did get these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you told me you have malaria, I'd believe it. Encephalitis,
Malaria, I thought I might
Zika,
get.
all this shit.
Zeke, I didn't care about. That just affects your fucking toe-headed kids.
Oh yeah, you don't
Yeah.
worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to convince your girlfriend to get an abortion, and then she's like, you're like, and you were exposed to Zika, though. If it's even borderline, you were exposed to Zika.
You don't want to bring that into this world. Come on.
Yeah.
Now that's you're doing everyone a disservice.
It's going to look like an alien.
I saw you announced your tour, right?
Yeah,
In
I'm
all
trying to center
sorts
on
of
a
different
name.
ways.
I'm trying to figure out a name.
Yeah,
and
so I'm
putting it to the people.
gonna read a couple of them here, and you can
this
explain
is my
some
most
of them.
intimidating thing that's going on in my life right now.
This is the Ari Shaffir anxiety-ridden time bomb of self-loathing tour with Big J Okerson. That's just the episode. That's not the tour. Okay.
Yeah.
The Ari skips Austin tour, kicking off in Hartford and skipping Austin because I won't simp for comedy, and also I may or may not fornicate with dogs tour.
Listen, I said you guys can name my tour. That was the tour name for a bit. It was a very well done Photoshop and a great name. And I was like, that was the tour. What was it again? The Ari?
It's
Ari skips
Ari
Austin?
skips Austin tour. The tour, kicking off in Hartford and skipping Austin because I won't simp for comedy, and also I may or may not fornicate with dogs tour.
Yeah. So Bert Kreischer, I know, has a new Grilling with Cheese tour, like shit like that.
Yep.
So this is my tour.
We got the Ari Shaffir riding Joe Rogan's coattails tour.
Yeah, I did have to rename to the Ari Shaffir rides Joe Rogan's coattails tour for a while because that came in.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a simple
Solid
stone-cold
Photoshop.
fact. The Ari Shaffir guzzles cum from buckets of cum that are filled with cum, and he swallows so much cum that he has to go get his stomach pumped because the doctors have decided it's an unhealthy amount of cum guzzling and swallowing tour 2021.
Guys, come see me in a city near you. Hartford, Pittsburgh, all sorts of places.
What was
That tour is coming at you.
How old are you?
Right now?
Yeah.
47 years old.
What was the are you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I guess you're one of those dudes. You could have told me like 57, 37. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
yeah,
surprised. What was
yeah.
the urban legend when you were growing up of like who needed to get their stomach pumped because of too much cum?
Oh, wait.
'Cause I've heard-
the gerbil, we all know.
Well, gerbil in Richard Gere's ass, yeah. And
Who
then
got this time about? Was it Bon Jovi? It might have been Bon Jovi
that what? Needed to get his stomach pumped?
from Too Much Cum.
Oh, I've always at least heard it was a girl. You've heard it was a guy?
Yeah.
See, because when I was growing up, it was
No, it was
Lil
a
Kim.
guy, for sure. Lil Kim.
Lil Kim was on the Bad Boy tour.
You're
and
younger than me.
And then
It was around before Lil Kim, just so you know.
so that's why that's interesting because then
yeah,
after
for
me
sure.
is Britney Spears.
How to get her.
But
Now,
you're
it could
saying
be-
Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
That's not. Somebody Google this.
He said he
no
refused.
fucking way.
Was it Rod Stewart?
What?
I've heard Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart was
Stewart.
probably before Bon Jovi.
Maybe. Could be.
That's
Rod Stewart had a
I
long
didn't know
career,
this
though.
originated with guys. I
Yeah.
always thought this was a female, like
And
a
they
straight
were
thing.
he was going to refuse. He would have had to cut his stomach open to get
just
it
to
out.
guzzle it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Now it could be that it wasn't about one guy. It could be that many sluts of both sides are getting their stomach pumped from guzzling cum.
you think that can
I don't know. It's either urban legend or tons of people are doing it.
like to me that either it has happened.
You
and
think
that's-
so?
Well, it's either happened and that's why it's like you can be like it happened to some girl we went to high school with, but we're gonna say it happened to this fucking Rod
Yeah.
Stewart, or
It would be the
it's-
other way around.
or it's
You would say it about people would say it about their high school like
after
friends.
it happened to a famous person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it happened to Margaret Tabucci. Something
That's
like that.
yeah. But I think, or like, could you imagine there's one guy out there who's like, I started that fucking joke about getting your stomach pumped because of cum.
Oh. I
Like,
thought
that was
you
me.
were gonna say I fucking made that guy get his stomach
It
pumped.
could be
That's
that.
my jizz.
Imagine if
I
you had
have
the
biggest
last load.
loads. Yeah.
It was like Tom
Magic
Segura
load.
loads.
The magic load where it's
Yeah,
like, the one that-
like the straw that broke the,
the feather-
camel's back. Just one more drop and the person's.
and just like caves under the fucking weight.
I also feel like you would just puke a lot before you need your stomach pumped. You know?
Yeah.
Imagine that much cum coming back.
Oh, how do you explain that if you like insurance? Or do you just bite the cost on that?
Yeah, that one. I'm not. You know when they do these like
had to
sex sent me to the ER stories?
No.
Like I would, you know what it would
Shove
take
the stuff
for
up
me?
your butt?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to go to the hospital and be like, yeah, you got to get that remote control car out of my asshole.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that car's sitting in my asshole till I die.
Criminals abducted me and shoved
Yes,
me.
like that. You got to
Yeah.
either have a good story.
First you're
or-
trying yourself.
Yeah,
You're spending a while
all
trying
right.
yourself.
Let's say you've got what? Pick an object. What's stuck in your ass? Cell phone.
No, that's giant. No way. That's fucking giant. One of those Hot
What, you
Wheels.
got a little loose ass.
One of those Hot Wheels.
But see, the problem is, I feel like the Hot Wheel you could push until you get it out.
Oh, right.
So it's got to be
Oh,
something.
you're saying something that can't come out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
A
so
shoe.
A shoe's a little too big.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
we're Goldilocks here. We got to find something in the middle.
How that is that a very Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds? Who's that in the corner?
Bobblehead. You want a bobblehead in your ass?
Bobblehead, yeah. Because one, if you get it out, the things they're bobbly, so they're not on there tight. So if you push it out the wrong end, it's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have a spring.
Then
And you're in
you
trouble.
don't want the spring in your ass. I just can't. If you get a bobblehead stuck in your ass,
I'm going to the hospital.
How long do you try by yourself first? Like an hour or like a full night of trying and then
No,
or,
I'd be
or
afraid
2
of rolling
days?
over on it.
Yeah, you can't go to sleep. Can't be like,
Can't go to
I'll
sleep.
try in the morning.
Yeah, I am a stomach sleeper, but
To go to the and then how do you get there? You got to waddle in with your. You got something sticking out of your ass, or is it totally
I'm
in?
calling the ambulance. I'm going all expense paid on this.
Yeah. So
I'm
well,
not trying to be like it's only 5 blocks away. Normally, even if I might cut a finger off, I'll just run with the finger. It's faster.
Are you just calling like I feel like I would try to call like a guy that I know, like a resourceful guy. Like I got a lawyer who's a pretty good lawyer who I'd be like, I need a dude who takes care of things quietly. He knows people at the emergency room who's gonna like give me in a back door.
But keep in mind, you're sweating of like cold
yeah,
sweats
you're
of
freaking
like,
out.
Oh my god,
you're not thinking clearly.
I might die.
You're like, I just got to get this
Yeah,
thing out of my ass.
Yeah.
That's also my main fear is that I would just pull on this thing until I like rip my guts
and
out.
like have a hook onto something.
Absolutely.
And yank it out.
Like I'd have somebody like tie something to the car and like pull it out of my ass.
What 3 items would you take with you on your way to that car from the house?
I've got a bobblehead in my ass, and I need to pick the 3 things I gotta have.
Like this. I say number 1, and then I'll hit it to you. Bite stick, something to bite down on in case this gets like the worst case.
Number 2, jar of Vaseline.
Jar of Vaseline. Grab that for sure. Grab that.
3.
So to remind you of home, maybe you might be.
Yeah, I was gonna say this a little my
Could
blankie.
be a book or something. Yeah, a blankie would be nice for sure.
My favorite book.
Yeah.
I think like I'm doing like a disguise or something, or, you know, like a hat, a hoodie. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid list that we just came together with. Oh, you know what? Booze. I would get grab a bottle of liquor on the way out. Bite stick, Vaseline, bottle of vodka.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Edibles. I would get edibles. I might be
poppers.
For a while.
I just learned about poppers.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know about it. It felt great. I had no idea that was a thing until recently.
Gay pride. They're celebrating gay culture.
Yeah, man.
Poppers is all them.
I saw a description of a gay pride party that's going on this month that was like, yes, poppers will be available. like fucking party favors. You walk in the door and they're like, here you go. Here are your poppers.
Gays go for it.
It said shirts are required, which I like. That's great. You know, it's like, come on, guys, we got to at least have shirts on this time, and like unlimited poppers for the evening.
By the way, there's no way shirts are gonna stay on.
No chance. No fucking shot, man. So yeah, but Austin. Oh, this was the other one. This was my favorite of the tours.
Let's see.
Ari Shaffir doses everyone after people felt angry the last time he did it to a guy who made his fame off of a true story where he robbed his classmates in Russia tour.
Hey guys, it's on you, internet. It's on you. It's on you to name my tour. If it's a funny one and a decent Photoshop, my tour dates, comedically, I have no choice but to honor it with a post.
Is the
Holocaust tour? I don't know if that one I posted.
Holocaust? Yeah. I saw the what was it? The Eliminate Juice tour. The
Eliminate Juice tour. Yeah, that was a good one. There's a few I won't post. There's a few I could take them down. I've already got a warning from Instagram.
I can't believe you're still on. You're done with Twitter, right?
Done with Twitter.
Dumpster. Could you be on it if you wanted to, or you are like they're done with you, or you're done
no?
with
I
them?
could be on there.
Right? They've kicked you off a couple times, but you could come back. Yeah. But you're just done.
Yeah,
crazy to me because I think of Twitter as the Wild West. I can't believe you're still on Instagram, but you're not on Twitter. But
Why
I guess
is it the Wild West? What do you mean?
You play with the rule. You play within the rules on.
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's crazy there.
Instagram.
No, both.
I think the rules are stricter on Instagram than on Twitter.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
What can you do? What can you do in one and not the other?
Like on Twitter, you can post porn.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Instagram's like you show a nipple, you're gone.
Oh yeah,
I feel like,
no.
Although
it is
you
a
got
problem
booted a lot,
sometimes where it's like, yeah, my bottom of my balls out.
Yeah, and although you got the boot, I feel like
equatorially it pulls more too. So.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I get the boot all the time.
You got long balls?
For dumb shit, but I get booted off Twitter also for fucking dumb death threats that weren't real.
Yeah, that was particularly stupid.
So it's like, and it was just a fucking fire dump of negativity.
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst thing in the world. Yeah. And I feel like a full-blown addict to it, where I'm like, why do I do this? Why can't I just
your
quit?
mood just changes on
It does.
There. It's crazy.
And Barstool put all of our eggs in the Twitter basket, unfortunately. Yeah. And it's like, so now I can't quit it, but like Instagram's so much more valuable too.
It's like fucking artichoke pizza, where they did good pizza for like a year or two, and then the fucking artichoke pizza is good, and then it's just been trash for fucking years.
It's a great comparison.
Yeah, and nobody knows. They're like, no, it's good for when you're drunk. Like you're remembering a different artichoke.
Yes, it's not
Twitter,
the same anymore. That Twitter is gone.
It's not like check out this brand new place.
I love when people say like
funny,
like if you weren't on here in 2012 and 2013, Twitter was the best, but now there are people like 2014, 2016. It just keeps going. Yeah. But the original 2012, 13, it was fucking awesome.
I was at a music festival, Sunset Strip Music Festival, and I just tweeted because I was just some friends. I was like, I went in to see somebody at the fucking Cat Club, and then they were like, "Oh, Ari's in there," and then they went there.
Yeah, no, I mean it used to be useful, it used to be cool, it was
fun,
and now it's like
it's a fire dump. Just like what's it called? With the dicks came out once chat roulette was like, what a fun idea. Ah, shit.
Never mind, everyone.
The emotional dicks all came out to Twitter. It's done. It's over. Get out of there. Yeah. Just run out of there.
Well, that's what really I think the lesson there is like if you give humanity something cool, we'll ruin it. we will ruin it.
Yeah.
Here's a great idea that's super useful. You're taking your dick out. Or you're metaphorically taking your dick out on all these things.
And it's fine for those people who want that, but the people who don't, like, there's no way I can be on here and not get that shit.
Absolutely.
You can't just be like...
Like, the people who are on there who just tweet positively and, like, have a good...
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? Give me a break. Did you get any social media problems from the Kobe joke? Was that a tweet? Or was that a...
Tweet, yeah.
Did they... I mean, I know you got blowback, but they didn't care about that. See, that's what's weird. It's like...
They would
pick
never
and choose.
post their shit that didn't... Like, on Twitter, too, unless it was, like, a really, like, inflammatory thing or nudity or something like that. Like, no one would see... If you just did a straight, like, I'll be in these 7 cities, like, no one would even see it.
Right. You gotta, like...
And then it's like, what am I on
spice it
here
up.
for?
Yeah. How bad was the Kobe blowback for you? Was there, like, tangible blowback?
Not really.
Like, did anybody drop you or fire you or anything like that?
Not for that. Not even for any moral
Not
reasons.
for that.
They were getting death threats. My manager started getting death threats at home.
Because of your Kobe
They
joke?
called a lady. They called a girl and said, we know where you live. We're going to come fuck you up.
Because you represent the dude who fucking
They're
said
trash
this joke?
fucking fan base.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. I proved it easily.
The Lakers fan base?
Garbage fan base. They defend the worst things so clearly and obviously. Oh, when they get bad, all the fucking banners go away. Trash group, and
Yeah,
I
they
proved
are.
it over and over again with your fucking threats.
They are garbage.
Standing ovation from you.
Why do you hate the Lakers so much?
They used to ruin comedy shows. They used
Really?
to, every time it's such
Specifically
a fucking,
Lakers
it's
fans?
such a- yeah, every time, and they go to the playoffs. Game 3 up 2-0 on the road coming home. Game 3 for the first round when they were a fucking number 1 seed. No one will go out, so you'd have these comedy shows that just be empty because the Lakers were scheduled that day, and none of them cared. Ugh, fuck the Lakers. Every time they were bad, all the banners came down. Worst fan base. They're just fucking bandwagon
I had
riders.
no idea this is actually relates
Bandwagon
back to
riders.
comedy.
Fuck them. Fuck the Lakers.
No, I get they're for sure like, dick riders who like,
Oh, yeah.
they like you said, fair weather. But I didn't know it was all because of comedy club.
That's right. And Kobe died
turnouts.
never having seen you gone back to the playoffs. Enjoy that. No one respects your last title. That was an AAU fucking, let's rest all our fucking old people and then win a title. No one respects that title. In the world, nobody respects that title. Darts champions have more fucking credence than that. So you still have not won a championship in how long? Like since Obama was getting reelected?
See you
You
later.
guys suck. You guys suck. Bandwagon, fucking buy your team.
I mentioned it before, but I don't think I got your answer. You said no to Miami. No thought of going to Austin?
Nah, I don't know. Early on when it was like, just
Rogan had people hypnotized for a minute. They were drinking the Austin Kool-Aid. Tim Dillon went. Segura went. I feel like
I like what he's gonna do there. I think Segura's like they're there. I don't really know. I don't know.
didn't cross your mind. I feel like
No, I mean I don't really know who's gone places. I don't know who's gone where.
I feel like those are the 3.
Yeah, but I think
Rogan, Tom, Dylan, Schultz were the 4.
Dylan, I
people
heard
that
moved
bounced.
back.
Yeah, Dylan bounced. He's like, never mind, fuck it, I'm making too much money. I don't care.
Yeah. Also, the dudes have to be far hotter in LA.
I would have certainly imagined.
Yeah.
Like, who
That's
is
just the
who does
aesthetic.
Tim want to fuck in Austin? You know.
There's no way that guy Tim in the gay community winds up very often with someone else who looks like Tim. They go opposite ways.
Yes, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
100%. I also think though, like there's just I kind of hate it here.
Yeah.
I definitely hate it here, but I'm also never leaving.
I love New York.
Yeah. You
I
still
thought when
do?
they said New York was never going to open, that first like month, when it was like, oh shit, that might never come back there, and like Texas is like doing stand up. Okay, I could probably do it there.
Yeah.
I thought of like maybe. And
Do you
then
love
going to,
New York because of
awesome
comedy?
comedy? It's,
But, like,
it's
if you
electric.
weren't
There's
a
fucking
stand-up
artists
comic, you like
around.
Yeah.
Everything's happening. You just walk by a fucking art show. Where do you live now? Jersey?
No, I'm in Mount Vernon. Like in
Oh, it's
Westchester.
fucking far. That's where I got my dog.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. But it's just like fucking fun here. You just walk outside. You're depressed. You walk outside. It just fucking takes you over. Street
I think
performers.
you walk outside, you get more depressed. Dude.
That's it.
I think that's kind
you
of.
see some dudes like
Yeah, I was gonna
heroin
say,
needle
like
out.
I walk outside, I
Ain't bugging
see
anybody.
needles in the arm and shit coming out of their asshole.
Yeah,
Literally,
that's the
you see
unsettling
that.
thing. I saw on the way here. I saw a fucking roped off police thing with a splatter, dude.
Awesome, electric.
Jumper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you think it was a jumper?
It had to be, or a pusher, because it looked like they had like what looks like Law and Order detective cops there.
Wow. Dude, my dad used to run the Empire
Splatter.
State Building,
Ugh.
and he has to deal with jumpers.
No.
And like, you think you jump off a building and you hit the pavement, but the Empire State Building has that shape, and there's
Boom, boom, boom.
so no,
Oh.
but it's not even that. It's just like you jump off of like let's say the 80th floor,
Yeah.
you hit like on like 50. So it's just like nobody sees it. Like my dad had to go up there and just see somebody that was
squeegee it out.
literally. He said he was watching people like spray away the blood. I think there's only been one person,
that does not
whoever
be
he got like a gust of wind
And it
and,
took
he
him.
got to the street,
He won.
which is crazy because I mean if you jump from like really high,
Yeah.
he made it to the final boss.
Yeah.
The pavement.
He was the best. Yeah, he was also on the
But I remember, my dad's supposed to deal with like
number one dude.
HVAC. You know, he's doing like security and engineering and heating and ventilation and making sure all the space is rented out, and then the occasional fucking dead body splattered from a jumper. Have fun with that fucking night, like that day.
Do you think anyone just falls? No, they got to get up.
I think so. And then the windows are pretty. Like it's not some Eric Clapton
What
shit
an
now.
iconic way to go, though.
Jumping off the Empire State Building.
You'd have to make it.
If you're gonna kill yourself, how would you do it?
That's a good one.
Jump off the building?
Yeah, it's
like
final
a prominent
and easy,
building.
and not that.
But that's
much
the thing. It's like that's what I'm saying.
paperwork.
You're not. You hit the fucking.
Right.
You know, it's not like you have some grand exit. It's
The
just
guy who
like,
tried to jump off the Hyatt next door to the Comedy Store and hit the Comedy Store, Steve Lubeck, and fell short by 30 yards, like halfway between the two, and had to know because it goes like that, right?
Yeah.
You don't go like that,
right.
Like, and had to know as like the beginning of the arc
You're like,
happened.
oh,
and
I'm
he's
not
like,
even
Oh,
close.
not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way.
Well, when you have you ever like thrown a ball off of something, you think you realize how far?
Yeah,
You know,
like,
it's like,
almost
oh,
hit you,
never
like, no, it was
mind.
like 500 feet away.
Not
Yeah.
even close. We had a dude here who swore you could throw a football 60 yards.
Yeah.
And he tried to air it out, and he threw it like 20, 25. You know,
People fail horribly.
It was the best. I mean, he swore up and down. It ruined his career here. It was like this is like 10 years ago. He was like never seen again. But yeah, people get confident with their
Big J
abilities.
lost a bet that he could beat Luis Gomez in a basketball game 21-0. He said and Luis like, there's no way that'll happen. You can't beat me 21-0.
And is Big J like a baller? Like,
Sort of, just big, but Luis
Yeah.
just never plays.
and what was the score?
Luis won 1-0.
No. Oh, you just hit it.
Yeah,
right away.
exactly.
It's over.
It was like, you're done. It's over. Yeah. It was over instantly. He lost as bad as he could lose.
We had that almost as well here. We had a dude who, like, a production guy. He runs like he's like the head of production, bigger fella, out of shape now. Against one of our younger bloggers, and he goes, I'm gonna
Still
beat
has
you.
the old time.
He goes, yes, exactly. He goes, I think he said 21-0 as well. He goes, I'm gonna back you down in the paint 17 times, and I'm gonna hit 4 jumpers. And he ended up he ended up losing. Like it was more of a battle, but we did a pay-per-view of it,
Yeah.
and it was like the worst display of basketball you've ever seen. And it was like all of us were watching, like, oh no, this is just ugly. This is an ugly scene. But yeah, people who have you have your 35 or
yourself the same
45-year-old
tolerance.
body, and you have your 18-year-old mind. It's that's how you end up seguring yourself.
And what happened to Philip Seymour Hoffman? You can't go back to your old dosage. You're not that guy anymore. Segura's body was the same as Philip Seymour Hoffman's brain.
Yeah,
You're not at that
Segura
fucking
just
level anymore,
overdosed
dude.
on confidence.
He didn't even jump. He was like, he
Yo,
didn't jump
but
and
no,
come
no.
down. He
He
his
just fell
legs
and-
turned to jelly. He got cursed by a wizard.
But listen, right before that, he threw down on 9 feet. That's pretty fucking good.
Did he really?
Yes, he hurt himself on 9 feet 3 inches.
But
because
he
they said
powered
let's crank
through?
it up
He
a little
powered
bit.
through?
Yeah,
I wonder if I
But
could even dunk on 9-3.
I mean that's close to 10, man. That's
Did you
not,
ever dunk for real?
No, when at my best, I could grab the rim, and I used to get off. If I could dunk, dude,
Yeah.
I would never do anything but dunk. I would just go outside all day, hang out at
Yeah.
the park, and dunk. Hey, watch this, guys. Bam. Hey, girls, watch this. Bam, I can dunk.
Yeah.
I think it's the single
I could dunk
greatest.
for like 3 months.
Really?
I took one of those sport magazines, those back, when they have we have a course, 12 and a half inches higher in just 10 short weeks.
Did it
And they give
work?
you all yeah. Within like 6 weeks, I was
Did you
dunking.
wear the shoes?
No, it wasn't the waffle shoes. I
I
wanted
had-
those
I
too,
had
but those were
those.
expensive. This was like a $10, and it was just like some like sprint walk,
Yeah.
and then turn around, like
How old are you?
18.
Yeah, at your peak, like your
Yeah,
best.
I was catching up to point guards when on the fucking breakaways. It was
Wow.
nuts. Now, not even
Were you-
close.
was
But I
this
still
like you-
remember that guy.
Was this like you're playing in high
He's
school?
in there somewhere. Right after high school, Yeshiva League in seminary in Israel.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I
you
was
playing a bunch
dominating.
of Jews?
Mm-hmm. Blocking shots from half
I was
court.
gonna say you must have been the fucking man.
Dude, I was such a cunt even back then. Even in Yeshiva League basketball, I'd write these like burn notes on because I blocked a lot of shots. They did not jump much. That was my specialty. And I'd write these
You're
burn
just
notes.
swatting 'em.
Yeah, and then I'd take out a burn note from my sock, and it would be like, "Hey, your team." It's like
You would keep notes in your socks?
I would give them to them, like 9 a game. And I'd be like, "It says your team is starting to get mad at you." That would be one, and then just like whatever would be in there. It's like I won't talk shit until the ball lands. People are like, "What is this?" I just prepared
Middle
a bunch
of the
burn
game.
notes. Yeah, as soon as it blocked, it went out of bounds. Or if it stayed inbounds, and it was like as soon as this play would in. I'm like, hey,
Here you go.
this for you. I was
Hey,
so
remember
mad.
that back on the other end of the court? Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's one
I
of the
had,
greatest
8 or 9
moves
blocks
I've
a
ever
game.
heard.
It was great. People were so angry.
Is that an Ari Shaffir original? I don't think I've
Maybe
ever
it's the
seen
origin
that.
story. It might be the origin
Yeah,
story.
that's
of
where
the
it all
evil of Ari.
began.
I don't know, maybe.
The
Oh my
cockiness,
God.
the attitude.
Me-
One last word from our sponsor here on the Ari Shaffir interview. It's brought to you by Crossnet, the game of the summer. It's the game of the summer. If you're out there, if you're sick of playing the regular lawn games, if you're sick of being lazy and not really getting out there and playing something competitive and fun, you got to get Crossnet. Think about it as Foursquare. Remember Foursquare with the 4 boxes and you're bouncing the ball? You also remember just good old regular volleyball. Well, imagine if you combine both of those. You had 4 quadrants with a net up, shaped like a cross, and then there's 4 different quadrants that you're playing volleyball in. It's Foursquare 2.0, straight from the recess, from the blacktop. Combine it with the beach volleyball or the backyard volleyball, and you got yourself a hybrid 4-way volleyball game that you can play, one-on-one. You can play with some teams. It takes 5 minutes to set up. If you're in the grass, you're in the sand, or even indoors, you can set the nets up. It's height adjustable, so you can play with the kids. They have men's height, women's height, children regulation for all volleyball nets. It's being played in gym classes everywhere, which is like, that's how you know. Take all the fun you had from gym class. Those are all the things like, oh, remember mat ball, remember dodgeball, remember steal the bacon, remember all these games we played in gym class? Well, I wish we were still playing them. This is the new shit. This is the modern day version of that. It's Crossnet. You can burn calories. You can drink a beer while playing. It can be as competitive or as laid back as you want. And it is the new game that is sweeping the summer. Go get your Crossnet today. So go to crossnetgame.com and use the promo code KFC for 20% off. You can also follow along on social media at CrossNetGame. Once again, that's crossnetgame.com. Promo code KFC for $20 off your next purchase. Let's finish it up with Ari Shaffir.
Me and my other buddy would play NBA Jam. If you play 2-on-2, winner plays on.
Yeah.
And we would just dominate. We were so good. We had played when we were growing up.
Wow.
And we got to Israel. So we made business cards. The Lazy Boy Champions were the Lazy Boys. That was our fucking name. And then we'd
just
sign it.
dominating
Yeah,
the Israeli
Robbie
Jews?
Schneider. We'd sign it. We're like, hey, if you need lessons, let me know.
Wow.
And we'd have one guy just take a break, like fourth quarter, we were up by so much. You just catch fire and then up by so much. And we're like,
you're
hey,
playing 2-on-2
Avi,
and one
go-
guy would take a break?
Yeah, it's like, hey, go get the cards out. I'll just play from here for a while. These guys won't be able to do anything. And you have one guy just standing
How
there.
old are these guys? Your age?
Our age,
Yeah.
older. Either way, losers. Doesn't matter what their age is. They're losers.
Are they
never lost?
Would you play any Americans? Or was it only local?
Yeah, of course, some Americans too. Yeah,
And you would
It was
dominate
like the
them as
local
well?
Mean, arcade. It was
I mean,
great.
I'm thinking remember
dominate
T.O.
as a team.
T.O. had the Sharpie, or one of them, Chad Johnson. Somebody pulled the Sharpie
Yeah,
out.
T.O. I think.
And Joe Horn, I think, once had the cell phone. And people have had planned props.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard of personalized shit-talking notes in the sock.
Yeah, ready to go. This is also what year was this? 74, like 92. 92 would have been. Yeah.
That you're the dream team, bro. You're coming over from America and
It was
just
right then.
dominating
It
the
was right
Israelis.
then, yeah.
I mean,
I started one of these, the hero.
Yeah.
The goat,
Yep.
No.
Yeah, he could really move that thing.
Oh,
It was a
it was
fucking
so
metronome,
long.
dude.
It was so long.
That shit was TikToking.
No.
I feel like,
that was great.
could you imagine you're playing first of all, the fact that none of them do they ever just fucking hack you? Just like flagrant foul, just like, fuck this guy, I'm taking him
I
out.
better hope I don't complete it.
And one, bitch! I feel like by the time you pull out like your 7th or 8th note,
I had a sick drop step. I had surprising outside range and a sick drop step.
I could see you being good at ball.
Yeah, they tried
got
to call
the frame
travels.
for it.
Yeah,
They're calling travels.
yeah. At 6'3", I was a center
These
in Jewish
fucking
league.
Jews, Ari.
Yeah.
These Jews calling
No one who
travel.
saw from the outside saw I was a travel. It was just the guy who got beat. And they're like, "There's no way you could have taken steps like that around me, down around me." It's a quick step
You
around
must have
them.
been
Almost
cheating.
hooked them, jiu-jitsu style.
Oh, the hook.
And then
Yeah,
push 'em
yeah,
off.
yeah. If I was on the court and I see a couple notes come out,
Yeah.
if I'm like the 7th note, I'm like, how many of these fucking
Oh,
notes
I had
does
a
this
lot.
guy have?
I would have 12, 15 ready to go.
Holy shit.
I averaged like 8 or 9 blocks a game. They were really just like layups without getting off the ground. It was.
How did you which team did you get drafted by somebody? Like
Yeah, we had like intramurals, and then we had like Shiva versus Shiva. Wow. Those are big. And Chaim Zakheim taught me it drops. That's when he taught me the first, he just passed it low and just drop right in.
Were you like a
Fucking
rock star?
No, they didn't really have those in Yeshiva.
Nah,
It was all about who did the most praying.
No, there were no chicks just coming over like, oh my God, I heard you put up 38
No.
against the fucking Yeshiva B squad. I'll suck your dick.
No, it was kind of against the point.
I guess so. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you think about this dude, Carl Nassib? He's the first NFL, the guy who came out of the closet, first active NFL player.
Really?
Come out as gay.
When was that?
Yesterday, 2 days ago.
No way.
Signed. He was a 3rd round pick by the Browns.
He's playing?
Signed
Because the other guy came out, but they were like, you're actually never going to see
He's
this
not
team.
good, right? So that's the big difference here. He just signed a $25 million deal, 3 years.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's gonna get snaps. He's a legit player.
Yeah.
Good enough, at least. And he made
He
a
snaps
video.
the new poppers?
Snapping poppers.
Yeah.
I feel like he made an Instagram video. He's like, I just want to come out and say that I'm gay. I made a donation to this foundation that like helps stop suicide, and I hope that one day we don't have to do these videos where anybody has to come out. But yeah, I'm the first guy.
Wow.
Whoa. It's gonna see. Like, it's gonna be interesting though.
I don't think anybody's going to care anymore in football.
I
think they're like, we're not.
I think
You think
you,
so?
Oh, I think that you're.
The average
there's a
lifespan of
lot
football is 3 years. So who was getting into it in 2018 and was like, fuck that?
Bro, there's some good old boys all
Yeah.
around the world who still definitely.
Alabama
like,
always
that was a big
dominates.
reaction. Was a lot of people saying, "I don't like this is not a
Yeah.
big deal," and I think that's because we live in New York and we're
I bet
people
every
who's not a big
yeah,
deal.
I
for
get
them.
what you're saying. I bet every single agent, if what you're saying is right, every single agent's calling their guy. I'm like, listen, dude, I'm telling you, you can think whatever the fuck you want to
Don't
think
you
about
fucking say it.
You are done if you say it.
Yeah, do not say that F word.
Yeah.
They can say
Yeah.
anything else.
They're gonna bury you.
Say
Don't be the first one.
anything
You
else.
could be the third one if other
Yeah.
two. Smart.
That's so true. Just don't be the first. But I mean, even if you don't believe it,
Yeah, just don't
people
be
are gonna
friends with
say
them.
it because they're shit
Don't
talking.
don't
you know?
say it. Yeah,
Nope. There's
go with
gonna be-
anything else.
And the fans. I mean,
Call them the
there's
N-word
definitely gonna
first.
be-
Before
Yeah.
that, do not.
That there's gonna be a power struggle right now.
There is.
Which slur is the big one now that this guy came out? Watch out. You know what I hope? I wish there'd be an avalanche. It'd be very funny if like 70% of the NFL was gay. Could you imagine that if just the craziest anomaly ever
Yeah.
that the majority of football players
were
were
you
all
too?
gay?
It's like, yeah. Why do you think we all get into this? Like once you found out all actors are gay, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's like,
right.
this is where we do it. This is
Yeah.
why we play ball and
That'd
we
be
fuck.
great. And they're all like finally feel like safe enough to come out.
It'd be amazing. Well, it
And then
turns
Mike-
out 89% of the league is gay. Who knew?
And then Mike Piazza's like, I'm gay too. It's like, shut
Shut
up,
the
idiot.
fuck-
We knew. Fuck off. You had your chance.
That was one of the weirder either urban legends or
Mike Piazza's gay.
but that he was fucking Sam Champion, the weatherman.
Oh.
Do you remember Sam Champion?
I know the name.
He was the New York weatherman.
Get it up.
Yeah, can we pull it up? Can we? Do we actually have? Can we put that up there? I would
No
love
way.
to put Sam.
No
No, we
way.
probably can't. Sam Champion was like the local weatherman, and I can't decide what's funnier is if it was true,
Yeah.
or if it's an urban legend. Because who would make that
Yeah.
up?
How do you fight a legend like that?
Don't worry
too?
about it, Nick. It's fine. It's fine.
If you're on that side of it, how do you be like, hey, I need to end this fucking rumor?
Right.
It's not even close to
It's
true.
not- there
I
was-
met him once.
Joe Buck. There's
Yeah.
a rumor that he fucked
I'm
Fernando
Joe Buck
Tatis.
and I like to fuck.
He fucked Fernando Tatis.
Really?
And it's just like totally made up, but it kind of stuck for some reason.
Joe Buck the
And
pass.
There he is. That's Sam Champion. Imagine Mike
Okay.
Piazza fucking that guy.
That's how we won him over with
So-
that first look.
I
He's
can't
like,
I can't
"Hey."
decide what's funnier is if he was. If you're like the star catcher in New York, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna fuck Sam Champion, or the fact that someone would make that up. Could you
Yeah.
imagine if I just spread a rumor that you were fucking Lonnie Quinn, another that guy is the one who rolls his sleeves up. Ari Shaffir is fucking Lonnie Quinn,
Yeah.
and it just stuck, and the whole internet believed that.
I doubt they would. My friend has.
I bet Mike Piazza said that too.
Metzger has a theory that those rumors only stick because they're true.
True, yeah.
The ones that stick, like if you started a ridiculous rumor about you, I don't know, you had an earlier wife and you killed your child. People were like it just wouldn't stick because it's like
It's like, that's just not possible. Yeah.
Nothing corroborates it ever. But any of the ones that are true, you'll get somebody to go like,
there's a reason
"Don't
why."
ask me about it.
So you
And
think
you're like,
that?
oh,
You think that Richard Gere puts gerbils in his ass?
100% true.
Yeah.
Under
that
that
one
theory,
is just too weird.
everyone knew about it.
I also don't get that. What is that? Like that feels good?
It feels great. I've done it a few times.
Wouldn't it rip up your asshole?
It does, and that's part of the joy of it.
I
Yeah,
see.
completely
It's a real
destroys what's in there.
masochistic thing.
You'll
Yeah.
never have ass kids.
No.
Have to have a gerbil up your ass.
What about there's a
That
story.
one's true. Whoever the cum guzzling, I'm starting to think.
Yeah, that's got to be like somebody. I don't know if it was Lil Kim, Rod Stewart, fucking Britney Spears, or what was yours one? What was your Bon Jovi?
John Bon Jovi.
But somebody had too much cum in their stomach.
Yeah.
I believe the Marilyn Manson one.
But isn't it just like
That one seems totally plausible.
Marilyn Manson? What? How cum?
Removed 2 ribs so he could suck his own dick.
That seemed plausible.
Like,
yeah,
and-
he had
and
the
if it
money
wasn't
and
true-
seemed like the need.
If it was fake at the time, I bet Marilyn was like, "Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea."
He was also probably like, let that rumor go.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
that
like
keep going.
that's
I'm
good
not
for the
gonna fight
brand.
that.
I feel like you do a lot of yoga and shit. I feel like you could suck your own dick.
Oh, for sure. I have many times. It's not rewarding.
Really?
Yeah, at the end, it ruins it.
If you really could, would you?
No, I could not. And
No,
I don't
but if
think
you could, would
no,
you?
I would once. For sure once.
Once?
Yeah. I mean, I'd feel it out.
Once?
I'd feel it out.
It's
If I
like
didn't
jerking
like
off,
it-
man. How much
Harder though.
harder, but
You're not
better.
You're assuming you're gonna get like if this is the body, the dick's down here, and you're bending
Wait,
over.
how
like
would you
this.
do it?
What do you mean?
Wait, this is important. How would you suck your own dick if you could suck your own dick?
I only can think of one up. You mean standing up, maybe?
Would you stand up and try to bend over?
I would. I feel like.
Would you
I
lay on your back and throw your legs over your head? You were gonna stand up and bend over.
No, I
That's
was gonna do that.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna like sit down, like on a couch, so like
Okay, but you still were gonna go head down to dick.
head down. Yeah, not.
So
full
I
dick
said
back.
that here. I said that I would just try to
on your
bend
back,
over. But,
even.
But then I
you're
got
saying-
shamed for people saying no. You lay on your back and you try to throw your legs over your head.
And so then you push your dick
But
into your mouth.
That's why I thought about bending over, because then you can just bob. If I'm laying on the floor, then what? You gotta fuck your own mouth with your dick somehow.
Yeah, you gotta fuck your own mouth.
I got shamed like crazy. They were like,
No, I want to fuck somebody's face. I want to fuck my face.
You wanna fuck your own
Yeah, I don't
face?
want to get. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to get fucking.
I feel like you gotta just
dick shoved
bob
in my
on
mouth.
that shit. Either way,
Yeah.
if you could do that, I guarantee you wouldn't leave the house for a few days.
Yeah, it'd be some experimentation.
One time, yeah, fucking right.
And also shame. And then once you realize, like, oh my god, what have I become? And then realize, like, as soon as the first thought creeps in of like, but will you be doing that again? It's just the thought that maybe,
Definitely.
like, then the shame would come deeper.
Like when
and then
someone
I do it again,
when
and then
people
I'm
are like,
why
"Yo,
can't I
man, you want to
stop?
go out?" and you're like, "No, I'm gonna
Nah.
stay home and suck my own dick tonight." There'd be a lot of that.
So here's my question though. So regardless, however you're going, back dick towards you towards dick. Do you see yourself getting like, let's say this is your midsection, right? And you come over like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself getting like, could go to there if you needed to, or do you see it like stretching at the edge?
Yeah, no, I think you're getting bad head for
Right, so
yourself.
like-
you're not like
you're like,
deep
yeah,
throating
it's
your own
not
dick.
right.
You're getting like the tip.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be
Even
great.
if a couple, like you get a little more, but like you're not right. It wouldn't be great.
No,
You can't
I would
keep it
give
in
myself
there.
very bad head, but it's better than like not getting head from yourself. I think
But is it better than masturbating?
probably not.
That's-
Because I give
that's what I'm
myself a
saying.
great hand job. I think I would give great head, and I definitely do
I've
give
seen
a
your
great hand
panic room.
job.
Yeah. The whole setup.
You know why? I here's the number one reason I maybe wouldn't suck my own dick.
Yeah.
I have an irrational fear of like
Erectional fear.
of one day getting like strapped into a lie detector test somewhere.
And they'd ask
And
you that
then
question.
they ask me, and then I'm like, fuck.
No, you'd
But,
have
like,
to own up to it. You'd have to own
You
up
have
to
to
it.
be
and,
like, I'm the guy who
immediately-
sucks my own
it's like-
dick.
And like, I want to destigmatize this.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm the leader.
No one should be upset.
I don't know
about
how
this
big of a
anymore.
community that would be, but I'll be the leader of it.
It'd be
Like
a
well,
bit-
I went on Skanks 6 months ago, and it was right the day after they brought out their lie detector test, their polygraph.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm telling you right fucking now, anybody brings one out, I'm not doing it. Because
Really?
I just don't, especially those guys. I don't trust
No.
fucking anybody. They're like,
They
okay,
ask me
we're
horrible
gonna ask you
questions.
questions about this, okay, and then they're gonna ask you shit that it's like, well, wait a minute.
Oh, dude, yeah. What
You
they
know?
want you to do is rip off the thing, and say I'm not doing this. But as soon as you hear the question, but everybody knows the answer is yes. to
That's
that.
what I mean. You
Yeah.
can't once it's on, and you take
Yeah.
it off. Then
Whatever
they know
that
the
last
answer.
question was, we
Right,
all know.
right.
Yeah. It's the answer you don't want to give.
Or like imagine you're just you're sweating and you give the answer and it's like
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I know what that fucking means.
I got one lie on mine.
That did you see some of the lies they had?
What do they have?
They did it for their interns, and it was like
Oh, really?
they said, "Have you ever raped?"
What?
And they got one yes who just owned up to it, and one no that set the fucking thing off, and they were like, okay." I was like, dude, your interns are fucking rapists.
Wow.
What?
Well, did they follow it with kids? Like, did you rape kids? Like, did you ask more questions? or
I
did they,
honestly
like,
think
we're
there
done?
was. I think there was a follow up about children.
That
I
sounds
think
like a
they passed
Legion of
that.
Skank intern.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kind
To be honest, that guy probably went far in that.
Yeah, he's probably the new president.
Yeah. Did they say it, or did they open ended? Like, do you rape or have been raped?
It was like I think it was
Were you
specifically
involved?
worded, "Have you raped before?" It was not like, "Are you a rapist?"
Those guys
It's
are
like,
nuts.
They really are, man. They're fucking wild ones, dude.
Those guys are nuts.
They really are nuts. Another story that just broke over this past week. Ben Zobrist, he's former World Series MVP for the Cubs.
Okay.
He's been on again, off again with his wife for a while. They're
Okay.
crazy, religious, like Christian nuts.
Hey,
she's a
no one has a
Christian-
problem with that except everyone else.
She's a Christian pop star, so she's like wants to like sing music, do music. They went to counseling with their pastor. the pastor and her started fucking.
No.
So he filed for divorce, and he's suing.
Who's?
So the
Zobrist.
husband is suing. Now, on one front, the pastor.
Oh, it's the worst that you can do.
No work.
You're a community leader, and they're coming to you
and
for help.
he's the counselor.
Oh.
And listen.
Malpractice
get
at
this.
minimum.
Yes. So
I want my money back at minimum.
He said,
no, that's the minimum.
Yeah.
You gotta give me a refund for the sessions.
Listen to what he sued for. It's great. He said he took time off of like the 2019 season to deal with this. So he's like, that's lost wages for his professional career. So he's like, that's $6 million. He also was the pastor.
Wow.
The pastor used to run his foundation, his charity, and he said he like misappropriated
So
funds.
train.
So
Yeah.
he's suing him for that. And he's
for
suing
that
him
for unrelated stuff that he was holding
like,
before, but now I'm letting it go.
Yes.
Because of
and then also just that you misuse your you abuse your power to fuck my wife.
Yeah.
But I don't
defrocked at minimum.
I don't think. Yeah. So he's fucked, right?
Yeah.
The pastor's fucked. But I don't think you can sue someone for fucking your wife.
If it is,
That's just like your wife sucks, and so does your pastor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not illegal to fuck somebody.
But do you see
Wrong,
for like
it can
a
be, but-
malpractice-y thing? Like we came to you for this business. You in your business profession, you did the worst thing for my.
I think that's what he's doing. But it's like,
It's like if I brought my like classic car in to your car dealership, and you like
and you fucked it.
destroyed it, like took it apart and like, threw it
Yeah.
away. Like what the fuck? I mean,
But
like,
that's
well,
a tangible thing.
yeah,
That's
it's
like
a tangible thing. Good point.
it would be more like if I brought your car in and I
Malpractice,
drove it around, but I didn't like break it or anything, but I used it.
Right.
And it's like, dude, that's not what you're supposed to do. But it's like, you're an asshole. But is that like illegal?
Right.
I feel like it kind of makes you
Let the courts decide.
like if I fucked your girl and you sued me, I'd be like, really, bro?
That'd be a weird
you little
move.
bitch.
To not talk to
you're
you.
You're gonna sue me. You're like Rappaport loitering up on us. Like, really, man? You're gonna sue us for talking shit? I don't think you can sue someone for fucking your girl.
Who would go to that move? It's like I'm gonna sue you instead of just fucking dealing with it like a grown-up.
I bet you his wife. I bet you his wife is like, this is why I fucked him, because you're the type of guy who sues the guy who bangs me. It's not exactly the most like tough guy move, you know?
Yeah. You're like, you're not even gonna go to the person first and be like, hey, can you stop fucking her?
Right. Like at least go to him
Hey,
and then.
Hey, just so you know, I'm unhappy that you fucked her. Just so this is out of the table.
I
don't want you
told you
thinking that I
not
didn't
to.
like- yeah.
I specifically said not to fuck our pastor, and you went against my
Yeah.
wishes.
Maybe I should have been clear. It just seemed like we were here for couples counseling. So it just seemed like kind of a without saying.
Dude, that's so
but
grimy.
I'll take some of the blame, but an apology.
That is so fucking grimy. Imagine that. And but the kicker, he told the husband.
Yeah.
He said, "Here's my plan for you. Here's how to like make it work. Give her space. Like let her go do her thing." And he was fucking her.
Oh wow!
So he was
we're
probably
trying
like,
to go on vacation next week.
yeah. She goes away every weekend. That's what the pastor told me to do, and he knows Jesus. He told me to let her sleep in other people's beds. That's what Jesus said so. And it turns out he's fucking her the whole time.
Damn.
Heavens to goddamn Betsy, the world is a terrible place.
That sucks. We had a rabbi who was like, women have to go to like a ritual bath, cleaning bath after your period to cleanse
Jesus
yourself.
Christ.
And like when you have your first period,
Right.
and then just like housewives and stuff.
So when you're like a little girl, you have to go bathe with these dudes.
Not a little, 13 or 14.
like-
No, not with dudes, just by yourself. You just go
Okay,
to women's
okay.
only section. There's one where I fucking drilled a peephole in there and was
No.
fucking recording. Yeah. Yeah.
For
recording
what,
all
too?
these,
You get to
for
just
what? Housewives bathing.
Yeah, like it's not
Just
even
dipping
hot.
and then going back up. Not at
if
all.
If you're gonna fucking peephole, at least make it hot. What's
Yeah.
up with the rabbis who suck the dicks and they give everybody herpes? What's up with that?
It's like a.
That's true though. That's not an urban legend, right? That's a real thing.
I think so. It's not sucking the dick. It's like
Yeah.
a quick lick. It's like getting it wet, putting saliva on it. It's putting saliva on it for
You
anesthetic.
gotta. I know you speak for the Jews, so step up here.
They don't really do that.
Handle their PR.
No, they go like this, and then they do it.
I don't think they do. I think they do it with their mouth.
In the way strict communities, sometimes I bet.
Crazy.
Yeah, the word is to suck, tzitzit. To suck, something like that.
I mean, that's one of the worst.
Yeah. That wasn't great. That wasn't great PR.
That's
was probably
one
worse
where
PR than all
you
the
must have been like,
Palestinian
fuck.
Yeah.
Like that actually might be. What do you think's worse, that or the Catholics' problem?
I think the Catholics' problem, because everyone's doing consensually there. The Catholics,
Wait, what? I don't think anything's consensual there.
Yeah, they're just like, it's not doing anything. He's just going like this. He's just like, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant the Catholics. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
bro, that is not consensual.
No, that's bad. But the thing is, they just do the love the transfer situation. The Catholics love the like, you got to go over there.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ruin.
yeah, yeah. You go to the Vatican where there's no
Yeah.
police, so you can't get.
Your Boston privilege
but
has been
also-
revoked, but have fun in Rhode Island.
But also, the rabbis are giving. Go to Rhode Island. The
Yeah.
rabbis are giving these kids herpes.
Yeah, well, he stopped doing it after that. he wasn't sticking with it.
Oh,
It
you
was just
know him?
one. I think it
He's
was
your
just
buddy?
one. No, but I wish I did. That guy for sure had a pass.
Get him on the
He
podcast?
got down. He couldn't have gotten it. Well, how else do you get herpes? From a toilet seat?
Yeah.
What was he like doing the toilet seat lick challenge?
Oh God, disgusting. I had an
What was this
I had
like?
an embarrassing moment, by the way.
got
Kyla
herpes. Okay.
DM'd me
Yeah.
from your account,
Nice, bro.
and
Yeah, bro.
and I don't know why this happened. Maybe just like sexist brain, but I was DMing with her. She was like, hey, like I'm running Ari's account, like we got to set up a date for you to do the podcast, and I assumed it was a dude, and then I assumed Kyla was some sort of like weird Jewish name that like of someone you knew, and so I said, thank you,
Jewish
sir.
name you never heard
and
of?
she wrote back like, I'm a lady, but it's all good.
She's not
And
a
I was like,
lady.
fuck, I
She's
did
a
think
woman.
that. I was like, this is
ain't
bullshit.
a
I know.
lady.
I've seen these skits. I know what you're not a
No
lady.
way.
But I was like, oh fuck. I thought it was some weird like Hebrew name or some shit that I'd never
Kyla.
heard. Kyla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
It sounds like
Kyla
Romulan.
Yahweh. I was like, oh fuck.
Kyla
I
Yahweh.
was like, God damn it, that's just a girl. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah, challah. Maybe it's like the
yeah,
Americanized
yeah,
version of
some
challah.
Yiddish shit or
Kyla.
whatever. Yeah, I'm an idiot. That was a bad one. All right, man. So you're back on tour with
Back
the,
on tour. Got a bunch.
Yep. When is that? Has it started?
Yeah,
or is it
I've started. Did my first gig. I worked like hell to get back to ready. I'm going to Baltimore.
Yeah. Did you have like a
Providence
full?
and
Have you been working on it when you were out in
Long
Ecuador?
Island?
Like, did you have a set
No,
ready to
zero.
go?
Complete
So are you just
fallow.
winging it?
Yeah, I mean, I got back. I worked like super. I went to do tons of spots around New York.
So you got back in April, May,
End of
and you're ready
April.
to rock already?
Yeah,
With like a
it was
full
like
set?
nonstop. I do outdoor shows until the fucking 6 weeks passed.
Are you confident in this?
Yeah,
this
I went and
material?
did Hartford, and it was like great.
Was it like an hour?
Yeah,
Holy
but I
shit.
have no sense of time. So one time I did like I was trying to do like 50s, and then one time I looked at my thing, it was like at 36. I'm like, fuck, I thought it was too.
fuck,
Cause my
that's
time
not
was up,
great.
and then I ended up
Yeah.
doing like an hour and 20. So like I don't know what 10 more minutes is anymore.
I was
I'm a
gonna
little
say,
lost on
so go see Ari. You might have a whole night. You might have like a half-hour show. Who
that. Yeah.
fucking knows?
I don't know what the name of the tour is, you guys, but
I was gonna say, we can contribute some names as well
it
if
might
you
be
want to
the
tweet
Ha
at
Ha
Ari.
Ha's
or-
tour. There's some that were so fucking cringy that I'm like, oh, you guys.
Yeah, I can't believe the ones you didn't post. You gotta show me some of those.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
A. Put that on like an OnlyFans or something.
I got
behind
taken
a
down
paywall.
for one, put Go Fly a Kike, and it was just me.
Yes, I
as
saw
like
that
Mary
one.
Poppins, and Instagram was
Yeah.
like, no more direct
I was gonna
slurs.
say a direct hard K-bomb is a bit much.
Yeah, there's no nuance there.
No, it's a little
I
on the
don't mean
nose.
it.
Little on the nose there.
Yeah.
All right, and you're on like episode like 5,000 of Skeptic Tank, right?
Oh yeah, Ari Shaffir Interview now on YouTube, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, I
How
finally
long?
got a
How
YouTube
long have you been
account.
doing that? When-
10 years.
Yeah, we just had our 9-year anniversary.
Damn, right
so
around the same
I
time.
was because we have Bobby Kelly on, who's been doing it for like 13 years. You know
Yeah.
what, dude? And very, very
Yeah.
rarely do we have someone on. I always ask them like how long their podcast has been going. Very rarely does someone predate us. And you and Bobby are like the only two that
Bobby.
I know.
That was Bobby was thin back then.
Yeah, he was talking about that.
178 pounds.
Yeah.
His early KFC Barstool
Yeah.
Sports appearances. You see him, he's wasting away.
Yeah.
They had to get special mics to clear out the space for him. Vaudeville.
All right, man. You down to do a little answer the internet round 2?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's go next door. Good shit.
Excellent.
You want the good news or the bad news? What do you want, the good news or the bad news?
I always go good news first.
All right, the good news is when we started this shit, only 10% of people watching our YouTube videos were subscribed. And now it's up to 40%. So that's almost like a 50-50 split. That's a 30% increase. A little math for you. That's the good news.
Too much math for me, but it's good news.
You know what the bad news is? That still means 60% of you motherfuckers aren't subscribed. It still
it's
means
good
the
thing
majority.
I asked first, because that would have been backwards.
That'd have been terrible. Yeah. Imagine if I was like, well, the good news is it's
Good thing I
No.
fucking go good news first.
60% still just freeloading off of our videos. And guess what? It's YouTube. You're all freeloading. It's not really all. The only cost is to push the fucking button.
Just push it. Push the button.
Push it. Push it real good.
Push it real good!
Dun, 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 dun.